this year in 36 games.
Yeah, I retired at 37. Yeah, I had 1 goal in about 7 games. I didn't play the power play, but I don't think that would have helped me get up to a point a game. Pavelski just keeps on rolling.
Jason Robertson drawing back in.
You know, they got to get now on Pavelski's line. This would be
one of the best lines in hockey.
Yeah, this is a nice combination of young and old. You know, Robertson's helping Pavelski, Pavelski's helping young and mature.
Ends with him.
No, we'll put that. 37, we can call him old. I got 20 years on him. I can call him old. He's 20 years younger than we are now. Come on, he's performing. He's yeah, that's awesome.
And the Rope is on that line as well. We go to Pittsburgh, who sends at PPG Paints Arena, taking on, look who it is, Matt Murray.
That's
Matt Murray's in the building, though.
Matt Murray's in the building, correct, but he had been dealing with,
it was an illness, a non-COVID illness. Yeah, so it was almost going to be a game time as to whether he was going to play.
Right.
After looking at that, we'll wait and see because
he's starting around, playing his game up a little bit.
This is a fun Ottawa team. They're going to be good sooner than later. Matt Murray was set the American League.
BOSvsWAS been pretty good lately, though.
Yeah, and this team, Ottawa's been playing pretty good. They compete hard in every game.
Hey there, good evening. Welcome to our ESPN Plus Hockey Night Studios. I'm Steve Levy with the great Mark Messier. As you can see, we are shorthanded tonight. Chris Chelios is on assignment. What do we say about that?
He's shopping for the pocket squares.
Pocket squares. We actually know where Chelly is. We're just not allowed to say. But you can be sure he's enjoying himself. The Maple Leafs, however, not enjoying themselves. Last night in New York at the Garden, Toronto built up a 2-0 and 3-1 lead, and the Rangers roared back from behind, led by that noted goal scorer Ryan Reeves, who had a pair of goals in the game. Post-game, you don't often hear a head coach like this, Sheldon Keefe, with these words.
Just thought we played soft and we made poor decisions defensively. We couldn't sort anything out. I just thought it was just far different. Like each game has been different, so it's hard to talk about patterns other than the obvious in that we've been giving up leads. But I just thought we got exposed today for being a team that was just soft and purposeless and just kind of playing the game and just hoping it was going to work out.
So Coach Keefe doubled down. I mean, in case he wasn't sure the first time, he repeated it so everybody knows. In pro sports, to me, Mess, there are a couple of 4-letter words that quit and soft. Those are two hard-hitting words, especially in hockey. What do you think the reaction in the Leafs room is following those comments?
Well, I think the players probably believe it. I think they probably look at the coach and say he's right. It can happen over an 82-game schedule. I think that it happens, not often. You never want it to happen. A coach's biggest responsibility is to keep all the players on their toes all season long, and It's not easy. It's human nature to try to win easy because it's hard to play the game the right way and to play a type of game that is conducive to winning on a consistent basis because you got to block shots, you got to do the dirty work, you got to be confrontational, and you got to engage in the fight. And it's hard to do that for 82 games, but I think something that nobody's talking about is maybe number 75, Mr. Reeves on the New York Rangers, had something to do with them playing soft because he had himself quite a night last night. And
do you agree? Do you think the Leafs were soft last night?
I don't think the Leafs are soft, but I think they tried to win easy. And I think when you try to win easy, like you said, it never works because you gave the Rangers an opportunity to get back in the game. And of course, they got a great goaltender who shut the door after they got down 3-1. And then, of course, they'll know better to leave Ryan Reeves in the slot open as a great goal scorer he is. But I think it's immeasurable how much of an impact he's had on the Rangers, both on and off the ice. Gregarious personality, protection, can play a sound defensive game. The coach can trust him to put him on the ice at different times. But more so than that, he gives the Rangers a comfort level that they can go into any rink in the National Hockey League and know that they're not going to get run out of the building.
Let's talk about Keefe. One more thought there. To me, he's not Scotty Bowman, right? I mean, he's not that kind of established great coach, but he must be very confident to come out with those words. And sometimes he's trying to send a message. So is that something he's not saying in the room and he's putting out in the press for his players to hear and read?
I want a coach that I believe in. I want a coach that I can trust. I want a coach that's going to tell me what I need to hear. And I think that if you're not that as a coach, you will be exposed very quickly by the players. And I think what he did last night, he knows his team better than anybody.
Yes.
And I don't think there was any secret that the Leafs themselves would agree that they tried to win the game easy. And it was evident after they got up 3-1 in the game that they stopped taking the body. They stopped doing the little things. They got sloppy. They allowed the Rangers to get back to it into the game. But on the backs of Shesterkin playing amazing. He stopped 3 or 4 breakaways when it was 2-3-3, even when they got behind. So, a lot of things went into the whole thing. But in the end, I think he was right. I think the Leafs were very comfortable going into the game. They had been playing well. And it just goes to show you in this game there, if you try to take shortcuts, if you try to play easy, if you try to win easy, it's human nature, and it'll come back to bite you.
Give me a quick thought here. Caps, Bruins, we don't have time for that quick thought because they're getting ready. We're getting ready to roll. Bob Wischusen, Brian Boucher, and AJ Malesko are in Boston. Mess and I will be here all night. We'll see you in the first intermission. Now enjoy the Bruins and the Caps.
Well, Steve, we are set to enjoy this matchup. We've got the leading goal scorer in the National Hockey League, Alex Ovechkin, and David Pastrnak, who has been on fire since the start of the new year, as he has 11 points in his last 8 games. Should be a good one between the Bruins and the Capitals. Again, with Brian Boucher and AJ Malesko, I'm Bob Wischusen. And Bush, how about our starting goaltender matchup?
Welcome in, everybody.
Seems like the Caps still looking for a number 1.
Magic for
and
4,
Linus Ullmark gets the start for the Bruins.
Yeah, Ullmark 6 consecutive wins, looking for win number 14. Obviously,
welcome in, Magic for 4. Jeannie's here.
Ullmark
Bernie's in house.
Be
all
on
right,
his toes the
here.
rest of the season.
Poppy and Nathan, welcome in.
Mentioned the Caps looking for a guy to take over.
This should be a good one.
2 games. Peter Laviolette and his club hoping that one of these guys, Vanacek
There's
or
the puck drop. We're off.
Can lead this team.
I gotta get my other
here in the
screen
second
out.
half.
And the Capitals continuing to try and fight their way through injuries.
Icing
through the
already.
COVID protocol. They
10
are without John
seconds
Carlson
into the
again
game.
tonight. TJ Oshie banged up with an upper body injury. Shiri again out of the lineup. He is in the COVID protocol as well. So they'll need Alex Ovechkin to not only carry them as the rest of the season goes on, but they're still looking just to put a complete lineup on the ice.
Yeah, they haven't had it all year long, and it's affected their power play. It's been, to me, a personnel issue. But make no mistake, Alex Ovechkin has been fantastic in the first half of the season. Without his strong play, as I said in the open, I don't know that they are in 3rd spot in the Metro Division. So kudos to Ovechkin at 36 for getting the job done.
And there is the checking line for the Bruins out to try and create a quick pace. Bleed, Noshek, and Lazar get the start.
Bruins in all the home black.
Bruce Cassidy, but they now head to the bench.
Caps in the road whites tonight.
And the
what's up, Brian? Welcome in, buddy.
There for Boston. Bergeron flanked by Smith.
Thank you guys for sending give me that popcorn bucket. I appreciate
the Capitals right off the bat. Big against big.
Charlie McAvoy pinches into the right wing corner, comes out top. Grizzly sends one left side, the one-timer.
Oh, out in front.
Into traffic from Bergeron.
Thank you, Mike.
Caroms right back to Grizzly. Throws a long wrister on Vanacek, and he is able to glove it down with Marchand lurking right on the doorstep.
Well, I think for the Boston Bruins, I mean, when you get spanked 7-1, you want a response. And for the Bruins, I think it's going to be about winning puck battles. That's something that they didn't do enough against Carolina, and not passing up on shots. You see that shot through a screen, but some good wall play by the top line of Boston, and Bruce Cassidy wants more compete from his team. So far, the top line doing it.
Well, Bruce Cassidy has talked a lot about the neutral zone. This team is fast. They can
What's
generate
up,
a lot of
Clark?
offense off of that transition game. On Tuesday night, though, they just couldn't get out of their defensive zone. That's going to be the biggest thing for them. Quick pass, move it up the ice.
Corralling the puck in his own end.
Boston back on it. Here we go.
Center circle now. Hall drops one back. Clifton brings it across. And the defenseman
up
with
into the
shot.
stands.
That is blocked up and out of play.
Yeah,
that's a souvenir.
A great point, because the Washington Capitals, as you mentioned, are very good in the neutral zone. And for Bruce Cassidy, you're going to be faced with a 1-3-1 in the neutral zone against this Capitals team. So the quicker you can move it, not let them set up in that 1-3-1, you can perhaps create some odd man opportunities. It's going to be real important for Boston to play fast here tonight.
What's interesting, too, he told us this morning, Bruce Cassidy, he told us this morning that they went back and looked at the tape, their 7-3 win against Washington 10 days ago. They looked at their game against Nashville, Carolina. These teams are heavy. They play them fast. They've got a big forecheck, and he said those are the teams, all these teams play a lot alike, and we've got to be able to beat that.
Pastrnak with a steal. Looking for Hall between the circles. Haula after the puck, it ends up with Hall on the trapezoid. He'll wrap it back to Clifton at the right point. And right back down to
Boston on the
Taylor Hall.
attack here.
Walls off the young defenseman Michael Kempney. Deflected to Clifton, left side forward. Wrist shot deflects wide. And Trevor Van Riemsdyk is there. Backhands one off the half boards, and Carl Hagelin is able to pitch it out to center circle. Pasternak retreats. 2 minutes gone by.
That was quick.
All at the Bruins line. Ahead to Charlie Coyle.
Not a lot of heavy hitting yet.
Remembers it and wraps it in. Matt Irwin. D partner Justin Schultz ahead past the flowing locks of Alex Janssen Fialbi. The hair envy is real.
It is glorious.
My goodness. A near giveaway, Janssen Fialbi to the puck. Able to survive and send out Matt Irwin. Irwin gets to center and hammers it around the shelf. Lars Eller swoops in behind the net. Walls off a check. Holds it half boards. Brings it to the top of the circle. Wheel around wrist shot.
Oh!
And that floats through the slot. McMichael just missed to tap it. Eller quickly to the puck. Supported by Connor McMichael. Wheeling away though. Urho Vakanainen can't get it out. Eller plays it to the goal line. In behind the net. McMichael looking to throw one out in front. There is Hathaway to dig the puck free.
What's up, Big Man? How you doing, buddy?
Bumped by Charlie Coyle. Good work here by the Capitals. Offensive zone pressure. But now the Bruins with DeBrusque chipping it out to center. Able to get a change. But a giveaway. Arabari brings it right back across. Moving the puck behind the net, Bergeron. Thanks to Marchand.
It's like they're feeling each other out right
and
now.
Marchand skates it to center. Weaves his way across the Washington line. Marchand tried to drag past Barabari. Back to Bergeron along the half boards. And Marchand now in the corner. Gave it away. And here is Ovechkin. Sends it in behind. Mark, though, able to stop it, slow it up for Grizzly. A pass
They are skating quick tonight, I will say that part.
Once again across the line. A drop.
Nice hit.
McAvoy looking on the far left side for Bergeron, but that pass deflects and back the other way comes Ovechkin. He centers one, and right on the doorstep, crashing the front of the net was Wilson. Kuznetsov shoots and scores!
I got the goals wrong, but we'll try this. Let's do it. Capitals
Near
score.
impossible angle.
This year's been Evgeny Kuznetsov. And you talk about patience and poise and confidence with the puck here. Kuznetsov, time and space you give him. And a skilled player knows that that short side is open most oftentimes with the goaltenders down. And Kuznetsov makes no mistake by the years.
He didn't miss that at all. That was a heck of a shot.
You know what else makes this
around the corner, above the goalie's shoulder. That was something.
Down there in the slot.
What's up, Tim?
He's
Welcome
added
in.
an element there. It was a 4-man attack for the Washington Capitals. That's a lot of players for the Bruins to try to control, and they got to keep an eye on everybody that's buzzing around the slot.
Kuznetsov's 13th. That's the first Washington shot on net, and it gives them the 1-0 lead. Anton Bleed banks one back to the point. That shot blocked on the way in. Alexei Protas gets it to the center line.
Stolen away.
It's taken off the stick of Wilson, sent right back in behind the Washington.
That was a nice shot.
In trying to create havoc once again. Or check that no set. And now it's chipped out center circle. Carla swept off his stick by Tom Wilson. Wilson moves in, centers one. Protas. And back the other way come the Bruins. Transition through center. Pasternak across the line. Drops one to Hall. Right back to Pasternak.
That's a Boston goal that quick. What a goal. That was crazy.
Pasternak.
Well, we were talking about how dangerous Boston can be off the transition through the
that was pretty. Passing was unreal.
They don't have numbers. It's 2-on-3 here, and then they jump up. What I like about this is Pasternak drops the puck, and then he drives the net, but opens up. He always knows where the puck is. Watch his head. It's on a swivel. Corrals that puck.
Yeah, if you're the Capitals, I mean, a little too soft at the blue line. As you mentioned, it's not an odd man rush in favor of the Bruins. It's a 2-on-2 at the worst. So you got to stand up at the blue line, not give time and space. played way too softly by the Capitals, and the Bruins make them pay. And Pastrnak has been one of the hotter Bruins in this month of January.
Also, there's the response, right? Next shift out. That's for the Capitals. You score a goal, you got to come out the next shift, play hard defense, keep it down the other end. It's critical.
50 seconds separate the two goals, and Hall and Pastrnak continue to be such a productive duo.
It's all sides.
15 points in
What's
15
up, Baker?
games for Hall, and that's 12 points in the last 9+ games.
I'd love to institute a new hockey rule where the home team could pick one fan in the stands and give them an orange puck, orange glowing puck. And at any point during the game, the home team fan could throw that one puck on the ice, and for 2 minutes you got to play it. And it could be an extra goal. That would just make a whole new element to the game. What do you think about that? Whole new element.
These will have a
One
host of
fan
road games coming up
anonymously
after this
from the
long
stands
stretch they've
gets to
had.
throw it in. That'd be awesome. I would bring pure chaos to the game.
Gone by in the opening period. Bob Schusen with Brian Boucher and AJ Malesko. Hockey night.
Caps on the
ESPN
attack.
Plus. We are tied at 1 early. Lars Eller gets one behind the net, and then there is Nick Foligno to free the puck up. DeBrusque, his outlet pass deflects. Eller overskated. DeBrusque able to take it back. And outlet Foligno. Foligno to the red line, and then feather one deep. Van Riemsdyk fights.
Oh, round the back.
DeBrusque wins it, kicks it into the blue paint.
Woo!
That's
It's
top to
close.
McAvoy. McAvoy feathers one top of the circle. Foligno
Stolen
kicks
away
it
by the Caps.
back the other way, McMichael. He'll angle one in the
Not for you,
upper
Mike.
Johnson Fialbi, but this will be icing as Fialbi.
I'm just trying to add a whole new element to the game.
Makar holds.
I think they could, they could do that. They could call that segment "What the Puck." That's where the fan gets to change the game for the home team. Be kind of crazy. Add some chaoticness to the chat. 2 minutes, you got to play that puck.
Michael, he had about another.
You got to play both
Gets
pucks.
to the red line and didn't get there, leads to an icing, and not paying the price for it, seeing that the Bruins didn't score it off the faceoff. But you got another foot. You got to get the red line, get it in.
2 pucks in play for
So
2
the
minutes.
Bruins
Yeah.
were able to get
What's up,
possession
James
center ice,
Andrews?
though, and get it right back in.
Go Bruins.
And now it's
Enjoy
back out
Bobby
to
Orr.
McAvoy at the red
Yes,
line.
I'm doing all the football games.
Drag across the line. It is onside. Here is Marchand.
Oh, nice shot. Just missed a little wide.
Vanacek, as he tried to put one past the ear of Vanacek.
I don't
Same
know,
way that
Tim.
Kuznetsov
I'm
did
still
to
learning
Omar.
hockey. I'm just
McAvoy
having
can't
fun.
Hold in right point and pitches it over the sidewall and out of play.
I'm respecting the game more and more as we play.
7 minutes gone by in the first period. The Bruins and Capitals tied at 1. Evgeny Kuznetsov with his 13th. Pastrnak answers with his
That would be
17th.
insane. All right, they're going to go to a break. So I'm watching it on ESPN Plus tonight, which means that every time they go to a break, you're going to get dead silence. We're not going to have that. I'll do something. I'll give the NHL tonight. First, I just want to thank a couple people that help us, and I'll be right back, give you something to watch while we're in between.
Just a little bit of pixie dust.
Just a little bit of pixie dust is all you need when working with Christina Whitman, realtor of choice for the Disney Chaotic Clubhouse. From making magic as a cast member to spreading magic as a top realtor for Century 21, she'll help you put that gold Century 21 sold sign on your property for sure. Central Florida's finest, Christina Whitman, 407-789-5334. Tell her that Pete McDevitt sent ya.
Hello, this is Josh.
And I am Amy, and we are from Central Florida Novelty and Gifts. We are a family-owned small shop. We are an authorized Loungefly retailer.
Please check out our website as we carry Loungefly, Funko Pops, Tervis, Danielle Nicole, and Fig Pins. We take pride in providing great customer service as our customers are our number one priority. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook for up-to-date product information and new releases.
Well, hello, fellow Disney freaks. This is Disney Connections, and I'm Rob.
And I'm Melanie.
And we are here to invite you to come by our channel over at Disney Connections on YouTube,
where we do unboxings, box swaps, lives from the park, and sometimes we have guest speakers.
We also want to invite you to come over to www.mainstreettreat.com to pick up your favorite Disney treats.
Right from the park, shipped to you.
Hope to
see you soon.
So, while the Bruins hold
3
that
great
second
people
wild
there.
card
Check
spot
out
in
their
the East,
businesses.
The Penguins hold that first wild card
They are
spot, and
phenomenal.
they're taking on Ottawa. And
Michael
Thomas
Desi Dad,
Sloan.
what's up, buddy? Welcome in.
Congratulations, your first goal of the year, 1-0 Pens, Bob. In the first.
Check them out. Central
All right,
Florida
Linda,
Novelty and
thanks very
Gifts,
much. And there's
Main
David
Street
Pastrnak.
Treat Company.
And so you got
And
equalizer.
Realtor Christina Whitman, fantastic people.
Maricala.
All right, 7-1-2 on
50
face-off.
seconds after getting Kuznetsov. Got the scoring open with his 13th from Ovechkin and Van Riemsdyk. So Bush asking Bruce Cassidy earlier today about the move to put Pasternak down on that second line. And we thought it might have been a temporary coaching decision. Could it become permanent with the... He certainly seemed to leave the door open that this could be a
Watching the
long-term
Flyers,
lineup
nice.
change based on production.
Yeah, and the reality is that you got to make sure that whoever goes up on the right side with Bergeron and Marchand can do the job as well. That's
I used a picture of you this week from down in the park.
So far, it's been good.
That I think Florida Park
when you're
scored
looking to defend, as you know, Peter Laviolette had mentioned to us this morning. It's much different when they've got a top six that can score and you have to check. So if it works, I say stick with it, but it bears watching the rest of the season, no doubt about it. And if they do get down in games, you can always expect that they would go back to those three guys.
Marky Doo, what's up?
I think he's always got
1-1 game here, coming up on 12 minutes.
He made that change, and look at the run they've been on here in January. So, Bruce Cassidy, and you ask him, of course he's going to say, oh, no, this is long-term.
It's working. Chipped past Ovechkin. Pinching into the left wing corner is Michael Kempney, but the puck gets past him, so Kuznetsov retreats. Wheels away from the forecheck of Hall. A home run pass. Ovechkin brings it across the line. Ovechkin's wrist shot.
Nice shot.
And out of play by Matt
Deflected.
Frizzley.
That's a
Check our
souvenir.
standings. Brought to you by Crypto.com. And the cream really has risen to the top already in the Eastern Conference. Seems like the top three teams in each division pretty well entrenched. And the Bruins right now with not only a lead over Detroit and Columbus for the second wild card spot, but also games in hand.
Haven't been to know it yet. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Already. There might be some jockeying inside the Eastern Conference, but I think this.
Got to get your popcorn bucket. Apparently, that's the thing.
Are the 8 teams that you will see come playoff time, and I don't know if we can say the same for the Western Conference.
Well, a penalty has been called away from the play. A high stick, and there it is.
Oh,
yeah,
wow!
Stick there by Hall on Kuznetsov. So Washington with an opportunity here on the power play early on.
Backstrom wins the draw to Ovechkin. Schultz sends one into the pivot. Arivari's shot was blocked wide around Wilson. It ends up in the left wing corner where Backstrom winds it around to Kuznetsov.
Washington
Kuznetsov
with
holds
control
back to
right
the point.
now.
Schultz, here's Ovechkin.
Boston
Wrist
end
shot
of the
blocked.
ice.
Out in front. Wilson sweeps one. That goes high and wide at the
High and deflected.
And it's out to center. Marchand after it, but beaten to the puck.
Capitals have to reset.
The power play for the Capitals has not been as good as they traditionally have been. A lot of it is the absence of Backstrom, who is back. And talking to Laviolette, he said, keep an eye. That's going to certainly re-energize our power play.
Backstrom got it deep. Dragged one behind the net to Kuznetsov. Banked back to the point to Justin Schultz. A return for Kuznetsov. Saucered back to the point. And here is Ovechkin, top of the left wing circle. That is his happy place. That shot
nice
deflected.
Shot, deflected.
Ends up with Kuznetsov. Throws it through the crease once again. Missed Backstrom. Ovechkin straight away. Schultz. Right
under a
side,
minute. Under a minute. The power play.
Kuznetsov will hold. 55 on the power play. Wilson back up top. Ovechkin wrist shot. That deflected just wide by Backstrom. Once again,
just wide.
Kuznetsov. Here is Schultz. Back to Kuznetsov. He moves in. That shot pass blocked before it got through. No sound. Could not get to the puck, and that is a tired group of penalty killers, it looks like, for the Bruins. Schultz, Ovechkin, drives one off the outside of the net, and it is up and out of play
wide.
with 32 seconds to go.
What's up, Patrick? Welcome in. 32 seconds on the power play.
Here
32.
Early on, and as AJ mentioned, a power play that has not been as prolific as we've seen in years past, and a lot of it, just about all of it, is personnel based. You know, when you don't have Nick Backstrom and you don't have TJ Oshie, two very important pieces to the power play, but for Alex Ovechkin, he will stay on both units. It doesn't matter if it's the top unit or the second unit. He is their power play guy.
Lars Eller wins the draw to Ovechkin. A drive and a stick save made by Omar. And that allows Charlie
That'll
Coyle
clear it out. That
to
might kill
the
most
ice
of it
with
right
23
there.
seconds to go in the power play.
That's going to kill most of it.
About TJ Oshie, and he's been in and out of the lineup with injury and flu and COVID all season. He plays that bumper position. Tom Wilson has been fantastic in his absence. He's a big guy. He's not on this unit. He
What's
played
the
the first
whistle?
minute and a half with the top unit.
Offside?
And he's so strong on his skates. They weren't able to move
13
him.
seconds,
He does an excellent
13
job
on a
of
power play.
bumping that puck around, and of course, they're obviously trying to get it over to number 8.
Yeah, typically for Wilson on the second.
Under
he's
10
a bumper
minutes of the
shooting
game
guy,
clock.
net front and in that bumper position. It's
Hit
about
that subscribe
getting it
if you're
off
new
as quickly
today.
as possible,
Help us
but
out. Come
also
back and join us
recognizing when
for
you
more
can't shoot it,
hockey
you get
throughout
it back
the year.
to these nets off or look for another play.
Get back.
Something
10
Oshie
seconds on the
is
power
so good
play.
at, and when you have a bumper guy that is dangerous, it just opens everything else up. And Wilson trying to fill
5.
admirably for TJ Oshie in that spot.
Jensen's wrister slowed up right into the blue paint with McMichael.
Full strength.
Looking to drag one past Olmark. And the power play comes to an end. Hall is out of the box. Foligno walled off by Nick Jensen. Charlie Coyle, half wall, frees it out.
Oh, nice steal, Boston.
Hall tries to stuff
Right there on the doorstep.
There's a circus.
Oh, wow.
And sprawling
Cats
with
come out
Vanacek
3
to
on 2.
lift it up as Eller comes back the other way.
Stolen away by Boston. This is good stuff.
By Boston there, and then Hall taking it to the net, not staying perimeter.
Lipton brings it across, shovels one off to Pasternak. Holds along the half board, swings one between the circles. A wrister goes wide from Vakanainen. Hall throwing the body around. But Hagelin forces it out to the neutral zone, and now McAvoy will backpedal. Banks one to the red line. Pasternak will flip
Kicked
in.
all the way down. Kaplan's going to reset.
Trapezoid for Michael Kempney. 8:45 to go in the first period. Still tied at 1. The first 2 goals scored inside of 50 seconds of one another in the first few minutes. McDowd a nice toe drag. Centers one. There's a wrister
Oh!
that was blocked before it got through. Back the other way. Possible odd man rush. Marchand down the left
Here
wing
comes
side.
the Bruins. Stolen away.
Up by Irwin. Back out center circle for McAvoy. Weaved his way across the line, gave it away to Justin Schultz. Schultz swings one to a wide open Wilson. Wilson puts the brakes on. Feathers one in the left wing corner, hoping for Protas. Wilson chops it. Alexi Protas has it. And he uses that big frame to wall off Grzelcyk and wrap it around the wall, but there to intercept Curtis Lazar.
Now you think about this captain.
Hey, Julie Young, welcome in.
Boys. Wilson, Protas is a monster, as well as Brett Leeson. I mean, they've got some size up front and guys that can play offensively. Young guys getting opportunities because of the injuries.
Backstrom wheels, top of the circle. Wrists one, into the slot. That was blocked before it got through to Olmark. And
Get
this
back
sent the
down.
length of the ice and stopped by Vanacek.
Marchand going to reset.
He's getting off the ice now. Just that net front right there. 6'6", but 21 years old. Got some years. He could put some muscle on that frame. He's going to be scary to watch.
So Fialbi in on the forecheck. Foligno has it though. Banks one off the right wing boards, hoping for
Oh, that
Coyle.
was a big check.
And by Foligno instead. Maneuvers into the corner to DeBrusque. And it's taken off his stick by McMichael. Wrapped around the wall by Coyle. Kept into the left point by Forbert. Right back to Charlie Coyle. In the right wing corner now. Pivots, gets it up top. Flipped in with a drive. That's a save made through traffic by Vanacek.
Heavy traffic.
DeBrusque has it. Feathers one behind the net into the trapezoid past Foligno. It's poked further. And able to flip it out of harm's way is Kempney all the way down. Both teams make a change as Connor Clifton cruises through center.
Coming up on 6.5 left in the
Sends one
first.
deep. Justin
6.5.
Schultz first to it, drops it off for Kuznetsov, who's got some open ice. Evgeny Kuznetsov down the right wing. Steps past the check of Craig Smith, gets it deep, and it's wound around from Irwin to Ovechkin in the left wing corner. Alex Ovechkin cycles one intended for Kuznetsov. That is intercepted by McAvoy, gets it to Grzelcyk and an outlet to Marchand.
Great outlet.
Marchand across the line. Feathers one to Bergeron. That wrister is blocked. Right back out to the neutral zone by Garnet Hathaway. Marchand quickly back across the line. Marchand walls off Jensen, but goes down,
nice hit.
and then trips Jensen and takes a penalty. Marchand's going to go. He might get 4. Marchand with a cross-check right to the back of Nick Jensen after he was called for what will be a tripping penalty as Faravari outlets Vakanainen stops it. There's going to be a power play, and we'll see if it's a double minor potentially to Marchand when we come back with 5.5.
Oh, don't go anywhere. Tell us what it is.
And they just gave.
They only gave him the trippy.
Cross check.
Hey, don't go anywhere. It's getting good. They're hitting the ice right now.
How does he not get called for this?
Ah, listen to the announcers. They thought they were off air. That's fantastic. I'm going to pull in the NHL tonight, guys, to listen to here for a minute as we sit in between these. I am watching on ESPN Plus tonight, which means they don't do anything in between. So we'll listen in here.
It didn't take long to respond.
They're talking about the Penguins right now.
5-on-5 face-off win. First thing I think about, okay, if he's the centerman, who's got to stay with him? All right, so no, he's not the center. So he's coming off the board. So he slides under 2. Ottawa center. He spikes the draw and redirection on. Yeah, he spikes. So he's playing underneath. And I go, whether Holden was with him on the board to start with, but he can't. That's something on that. Yeah.
Off a face-up.
They're going to box a little bit. Absolutely, yeah. He might have got lost. So he's a little higher. He tips it back, and then it looks like Holden loses position. Holden goes on the inside rather than holding position and letting Malkin come to him. Is it Gambrell? Yeah. Holden gets bumped with Gambrell. You see it from behind, and Malkin tips it back and jumps underneath Holden and gets inside position to the net, and Holden runs into his teammate and isn't able to get back.
And the rebound, maybe a little juicy.
Tonight is presented by New Amsterdam Vodka, the official vodka of the NHL. Drink responsibly. What a special night it was on Tuesday here at TD Garden as the number 22 of Willie O'Ree hoisted to the rafters for all time here in Boston. He broke the color barrier in the 57-58 season, and he has been a wonderful ambassador for diversity in the game ever since, officially in that capacity for the National Hockey League. And it was a terrific night. Brad Marchand in
Marchand
the box. Only
2
given
minutes.
2 for tripping. Bush could have been 4.
Yeah, he's lucky. They could have called the cross-check easily. An undisciplined penalty by Marchand. It looked like a frustration penalty to me. Let's see if Boston can kill it off.
Oh, that was a shot. That was cleared all the way
Shots on
down.
the first power play for Washington. They are 0 for 1. And the 28th ranked power play so far in the NHL, even with Alex Ovechkin leading the league in scoring. He scored a lot of even strength goals. Maybe Backstrom returning to the lineup will have the positive impact that they need on their power play.
Most definitely it will. And also when you get TJ Oshie and John Carlson up top, that's when I think you can start to really judge this power play. With the personnel issues that they've had so far this year, unfair to judge them so far this season.
Halla found the loose puck and risks it the length of the ice. Schultz outlets Backstrom through center. Backstrom brings it across. Hands one to Kuznetsov behind the net. Taken off his stick, though.
Coming up on 1 minute. Coming up on 1 minute.
Tape to Halla, and a right wing pass now to Bleed. Anton Bleed drops one off. Halla
Oh, big hit!
Blocked up and out of play.
We got a Boston player
Heavy
down.
hit. That now has Tom Wilson squaring off with McAvoy as Bleed is down and hurt.
Well, and it's public enemy number 1, Tom Wilson. If you think back to last year, the hit on Brandon Carlo in this building, just the mention.
Fans are letting
of
them
the
know
name
about
Tom
it.
Wilson gets the hairs on the back of people's necks here in the Boston area. And there was an exchange with
I'd like to
Bleed
see the hit again.
with his teammate where he dropped it off. And how much time goes by before the contact? Hard to tell at real speed.
Well, no penalty was called. Wilson was escorted over to the Washington bench by the linesman.
Yeah, he's right next to me. He's actually saying that was textbook. That was a beautiful hit.
Well, good to see Bleed back on his feet. That's a
I'd
positive
like to
sign.
see it again.
Here you see the exchange, a drop pass, and here comes
That
Wilson's
was
got him
that
lined
was
up.
clean. That was clean. That was
You look at it the way that
Shoulder
he has
on
his head
shoulder
down
right
initially as
there.
he's dropping the puck, but he does get his head up the last second, and then you take a look. It's a shoulder to chest hit.
Yeah, I don't think it's head
I
contact
don't
AJ,
either.
at all. I mean, in real time,
He just knocked
it's
the
often
wind
difficult
totally out
to
of him.
see how much time
He's going to a
expired
locker room.
before Wilson lays the hit, but Wilson has his mind made up. The minute he crosses the blue line, he's looking to make contact. And I think Bleed had no awareness of where Wilson was.
You're coming across the zone like that. You got to be prepared for that. You got to have your head up.
55 seconds
head contact
on
to
the
me
power
doesn't look
play
like
remaining.
head is certainly not the first or the initial point of contact. And you can see they put Wilson right back out with that little break. This power play unit got a little bit of a rest. Certainly some jawing going on between these two teams with
All
that
right.
hit. And you look at
Here
it,
we go,
kind of
back with
looked
the power
worse
play.
only because the
What's
way
up,
Bleed
Travis?
went down. He just looked like he was dropped like a sack of potatoes.
And you wonder, too, if Bleed, being on the penalty kill, the awareness of
It was a
taking
clean
hit
hit.
like that. They figure the Capitals are on the power play. You probably feel pretty safe to make that cross-ice exchange. Keep an eye on Bleed to see
30
if he comes
seconds
back.
on the power play. 30.
From in the right wing corner. Could not get one past Forber. Set there to support and clear with 20 seconds to go in the power play. Under 4 minutes to go in the first period. Tied at 1. We've had a little bit of everything in the opening 20 here at TD Garden. As Ovechkin brings it across.
6
To
seconds.
the corner. They battle 2-on-1 for it.
Full strength.
Carl
Full
Hagelin
strength.
digs it free for Washington. The power play now over as Bergeron skates it
Boston
forward.
kills another
No
one.
shots on goal on that power play for Washington. Hagelin pinching in. Wound around by Bergeron. Vakanainen outlets Marchand. Marchand weaves his way through center. The Bergeron in front of the penalty box doors. He backhands one deep. Aravari will drop one off to Jensen. Jensen avoids the forecheck of Bergeron. Spins it out to the neutral zone.
I love how you can hear them skating.
Pasternak with a head of steam. Gets it across the line.
A lot of people
Looking to
do.
get it back, and the Bruins
What's
are
up,
offside.
Radioactive?
We'll hear from Peter Laviolette. He'll talk
Radioactive
to him.
does not like Wilson. That's great. Welcome in. All right, they're going to the commercial. Welcome in. If you're new to my channel, my name's Pete. We do things legally here. Sorry, Travis, we can't show it. We're not allowed to. Legally, by law in the States, and I'm located in Maryland, it'll shut down my channel, and I'm not going to do that. We've worked too hard to build this channel. Looking forward to doing hockey here coming up for the Olympics in February. We will be doing all the hockey all the way through the playoffs and the Stanley Cup. We also do NFL. We also do college football, Major League Baseball. And if you like Disney, the world of Disney, Disneyland, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, all of that, well, then you found a good place. You're okay, Radioactive. I thought it was funny. You found a good place because we love Disney content here as well. I put out Disney content just about every day on my channel. That's about it. I do this channel with my son, who's 14, and those are the things that we love, and we do it together. So welcome in. Radioactive says goodbye. Well, sorry. Goodbye, buddy. Hope you find what you're looking for in another channel. It's just you're not allowed to legally do it. Not allowed to legally show the game. I'm not going to have my channel shut down. So, unfortunately, with ESPN Plus, they go dormant here in between. So, yeah, we're having a good time. We're building the channel and meeting new friends, and people are coming in. So, let's pull up the NHL Network for a minute. I'll pull them up, listen in on them while we're doing the quick timeout here. And as soon as they come back to live action, I will bring NHL Network down and bring this back up.
Open an account and go to
And of course, they're the daggone commercial. I can't win. I can't win. Let me ask this.
We got some shots,
Oh, there we
a couple
go.
chances.
Where's everybody
the second
from
one,
tonight?
They were really strong on entry.
What part of the world are y'all watching from tonight? Throw it in the chat if you wouldn't mind.
A little bit more difficult. They got some clears on it, so we can be a little bit better there. The first one, I thought we had a couple looks.
This morning you told us that you like the chances you guys are getting in the last couple games, but you want to limit the offensive chances. How can you do that without Orlov, without Karlsson in the lineup defensively?
Well, guys have been stepping up the entire year. They've done a really good job of doing that. Whoever comes out of the lineup, somebody goes in and they do a good job. After the first 5
They're
minutes,
interviewing the Cats
we knew
coach.
Boston was going to come out after the last game and they were going to be ready to play. I thought that we did a pretty good job of playing good defense after that first 5 minutes.
Thanks so much for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Under 3 minutes in the first. Under 3 left in the first.
Attack. Skied in by Clifton and gloved down by Vanacek. How about the jump for the Bruins? Have you liked the I guess, intensity level that they have brought to this game after the 7-1 loss a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, it feels better to me. They're winning a few more puck battles along the wall. I think their intensity is there. Their compete's there a lot more than what we saw against Carolina. But against Carolina, they just made some poor decisions. They lost some battles, and it snowballed after that. But so far, this first 20, I think it's been a lot better. That last kill was awfully encouraging for the Bruins. Laviolette mentioned they didn't allow Washington to get in on the entries. That's a good sign of paying attention to detail.
Nice steal of the line by Grizzly, and he stays on side. Smith hands it off. Marchand, short angle shot, and that's chested away by Vanacek.
See Grizzly jumping in the play. Last time these guys played 10 days ago, he had 5 points, a goal and 4 assists. Offense had been a little tough for him.
He's sleazy feeling. Welcome in.
Maybe the floodgates were open.
You like having those nights, don't you?
No, bro.
He said he was laughing as it was going. He said it's just one of those things that kept passing the puck and that guy scored. So certainly Bruins fans like to see that.
Jensen to the puck behind the net. Nice hip check that he delivered to Taylor Hall as Hall brought it across the line. Pasternak has it though. Backhands one between the circles, right back on his stick.
Oh!
Hall, a one-timer off the drop pass from Halethorpe, and that's gobbled up by Vanacek, and he will hold on.
Well, we've seen some physicality in this period so far. Obviously, the hit by Wilson, but good timing here by Nick Jensen. This hit on Taylor Hall, not easy to provide that hip check. If you don't time it properly, typically a guy can get by you. That can lead to an opportunity. Hall's a speedy guy. Good defensive play there by Jensen.
And you mentioned the physicality, and that's something with the Bruins. They certainly have upped that since January. Their penalty minutes are up. They've got 4 players with over 10 minutes in penalties, but they've done such a good job on the kill. It hasn't really negatively affected them as much as you'd expect.
They have done a good job on the kill.
Retreats and gets a return. We'll drop one off to a cruising Pasternak. Gets it across the line. Pasternak to the backhand. Heels tried to feed one back up top. That was taken away by Brett Leeson.
1:30 left in the first period. 1:30.
Corner. He and Hagelin both digging against Brandon Carlo. Leeson able to toe drag the puck free. Nick Dowd has it. Dowd, a nice saucer pass to Faravari, and he'll wind it deep behind the net past Hagelin. Ends up on the stick of Jensen.
Oh!
He is upended. Leeson has the puck along the half boards.
All right, starting to get chippy a little bit now.
Away, though,
that's good.
Hall.
1 minute. 1 minute to first.
Circle, backhands one deep, and the Bruins will change. Room for Kuznetsov, rips a pass just a bit too far for Hathaway to handle. McAvoy backhands one under the stick of DeBrusk, and that allows a breakup for Van Riemsdyk in center and right back into the Boston end. Over
30 seconds. 30
seconds. We had a
seconds.
shot on net by the Washington Capitals. McAvoy at wrister ends up in the trapezoid. Van Riemsdyk.
Oh, what a hit!
Absolutely
Boston!
trained by McAvoy. It is
Good
covered
Lord,
by
that was a hit.
Vanacek, but that will lead to a couple of Washington Capitals tracking McAvoy to center ice. Garnet Hathaway looked like he wanted a piece, and we'll have to check on Trevor Van Riemsdyk.
What a hit!
That he has all of his faculties.
Oh, that's the type of response you want from the Bruins if you're looking for hit. And what it looks like from that angle, you wonder if the arm kind of just shoves Van Riemsdyk. I thought maybe initially there was some head contact. I just think it was more the glove shoving the shoulder of Van Riemsdyk. But there's one guy in the back end for the Boston Bruins who's going to play that way. It's Charlie McAvoy. He has showed a willingness to want to be a physical presence back there and a good response considering the hit by Wilson earlier in the period.
Nosek throws the body into Faravari right in front of the penalty box doors with 5 seconds to go.
4.
Period. Hammered in by
Just about
Foligno.
the timeout. That's going to end it.
Gathered in by Jensen. He takes a hit from Foligno, and that will end the first period. Tied at 1 after 1 period of play. Time to head back to the studio. Between periods with Mark Messier. Here's Steve Levy. Leaves.
All right, Bob, thanks very much. Coming up on the Lexus First Intermission Report, look at the big hits from that first period. And our top shelf plays are straight away.
All right, we're gonna go and while they're doing a break, I'm gonna introduce you to some great YouTube channels. That's what I do here. These are people that support me that have incredible quality channels on YouTube. Check them out. As soon as they come back to discuss intermission with Steve Levy, we will jump right into this. We will jump right back into the intermission as soon as they come back. Check out these great channels. I will be right back.
In a world with so many choices, only one YouTube channel stands out from them all. Sean Urban. Become part of this growing community to find all your Disney news, sports talk, discover new food and drinks, and go on epic adventures across the globe. Never miss out on a family fun stream with engaging people, in-chat games, and fantastic locations to see. Don't miss out.
Hi friends, it's Sam from YouTube channel SamwellB12. Come check us out as we have something for everybody. Live hockey streams, retro streams, Lego builds, cooking videos, Disney videos, gaming videos, adventures around Ontario, mini games in the chat. Again, it's Sam from SamwellB12. We look forward to seeing you real soon. Thanks for your support.
Hi there, my name is Allie from Cinder Allie Loves Disney. On my channel, I share Disney pins, items from my collection. I do unboxings, movie reviews, Disney park vlogs, and more. We have so much fun. Be sure and stop by and say hi. Let me know you heard about me from the Pete McDevitt Show. And as always, make it a Disney day.
You're invited to the Tropical Nerds channel, where we're launching something exciting. A live-streamed comedy game show called I Knew That. There's a Disney trivia night almost every week. 3 contestants live on every show, buzzing in, answering questions, and playing games in a format you've never seen before. Subscribe now to help us launch this. And there's one more thing. We want you on the show. Contestants appear on these new vision screens via their webcams, and they have a lot of fun.
Greetings all, my name is Dan Wynn and I'm the founder and creator of a Facebook group known as Disney Worlders, and of course we are all about Walt Disney World. We have themed days as in Magic Kingdom Monday, Epcot Tuesday, and at the end of the week Pardon Our Dust Sunday, where we post all the construction news from all over the world. We also have a new page called The Backside of Disney, where Disney Worlders is the magic side, Backside of Disney is the reality side. So come by and check us out. Thank you.
The game right now. Well, John Kuhnberg does a nice job.
Check out those channels on right here on YouTube. They're amazing channels. All the links are in the chat. Tell them Pete McDevitt sent you over. We're listening to the NHL Network right now. Turn that down as soon as they come back with the intermission coverage.
Egan and Bell, the face-off to the right of the Sabres goal. Ben has it going straight towards the net. Sabres there to take it away. And a safe play that time by Rasmus Dahlin.
It's look-in coverage of Dallas and Buffalo. Look-in coverage of Dallas and Buffalo right now.
Heiskanen makes the move. At the line, drop back, Gurrian off drive, so left side, down in the corner.
Here we go.
Welcome to the Lexus First Intermission Report.
Exactly what he said. Steve Levy, Mark Messier, Chris Chelios is on assignment tonight, if you will. 1-1, the Bruins and the Capitals after one. We're in the first minute of the game, and they put Bruce Cassidy up on the screen. I say, what do you think of the head coach? And you say...
Nice to have Patrice Bergeron as your centerman to go up against Ovechkin.
Yeah.
Nothing better than having a guy that you can trust to take out there and try to shut down Alex Ovechkin. But it reminded me of a game that I went into in New Jersey in 1992 as a highly offensive line we were. And New Jersey puts up Peter Stastny, Claude Lemieux, and Valerie Zelepukin to shut us down that night. And they did shut us down. But not only did they shut us down, I ended up -6 there. So matching lines is really important. But you also have to play some defense, even if you're the offensive line that's supposed to be being shut down.
You couldn't have been -6 too many times, Mez.
That was painful.
-6?
That was painful. And we lost 6-4, so it was all on us.
Melrose told me one night they went into Buffalo. He was with Toronto against the French Connection guys in Buffalo. And René Robert and those guys went wild. Barry was -11 or something.
Oh, my goodness.
-6, -7. And the guy said, hey, Barry, you were pretty good tonight. So -6, that's hard to do. There were many great goals, or a couple of good goals in that first period, Stars. But there's a hit that everyone is talking about that we want to show you again. Whenever Tom Wilson is involved, really with any team, but it seems to be more against the Bruins than anybody else, on Anton Bleed here. of the Bruins. Take another look at it. Max, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I thought it was a good hit, and I remember as a young kid, the veterans used to get me before the game there and show me the roster of the guys that were playing against that night, and they'd show me about every player and what they do. Someone should have maybe reminded him that number 43 is on the ice to keep your head up, because he reminded me of Scott Stevens right there, that when Scott Stevens was on the ice, I never took my eyes off him because I know that he could do that to you, and he was willing to do it. And said, Wilson's the same thing. This is what he does well. But on top of that, how effective is he? Because they're right back. Not only can he do that, but he's on the power play trying to score the goals there. Super effective player there. And I thought the hit was clean, great shoulder, and the kid just had his head down, and he'll learn.
I was thinking a little late maybe, but, we saw it in slow motion so many times, so everything seems late in slow motion.
Yeah, well, you run that at high speed, that's a clean hit.
I don't think anybody should have to tell Bleed about Tom Wilson. We have the internet now. You didn't have that growing up, right?
We didn't have that.
How does everybody not know about 43 on Washington?
When 43 is on the ice, keep your head up, fellas.
And, fans around the league, that they don't like him because he doesn't play for their team. Every general manager in the league would take Tom Wilson on their team, right?
Oh, he's a guy that you hate to play against, but you love to have on your team. He's effective on both ends of the ice. He's playing in every situation almost. Yeah. He kills penalties. He plays on the power play. He stands in front of the net. He can score goals. And he does a physical play, and he's a very intimidating player there. He's very valuable player for Washington.
And really unique. Not a lot of guys around the NHL that can do everything that Tom Wilson can. He does it in the playoffs too, by the way. Much more on the way. Got some scores and highlights and some top shelf plays on the way. 1-1 tonight in Boston, the Capitals and the Bruins.
This first intermission report is presented by the 2022 Lexus NX. Welcome to the next level. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
All right, we'll listen back in on the NHL network until they come back. NHL tonight.
Trying a laxative that's both gentle and fast.
Great tasting Dogalac soft juice works naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. Puts you comfortably in control. Dogalac soft juice.
What does the future of strength look like? It's dynamic weight that adjusts for you in real time for a more efficient workout. And you can only experience it on Tonal.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan. 100% authentic fan gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Exhilaration, when the tedious guilty pleasure breakfast sandwich starts your day on just the right note. On time, lowest price, all will make it right. Grubhub.
Oh, not now.
Yeah, dude, that doesn't look good. I know what to do. What's that? Go to castmakusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, I can have the money as soon as the same business day. Oh, nice save. Saving the day is easy. With CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, you need a hero. Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need now.
All right, here we go. Miller in motion. Wait, is that a baby on the field?
It looks like it, Craig.
And the defensive linemen are playing peekaboo. Never seen anything like that before.
Here's now a pitch.
This is a really dumb commercial.
That's a great moment right there.
Ref going to the rule book here.
Whoa, wait a minute, Darren. It's off to the races. We don't need any more trick plays. Touchdown!
But we could all use more ways to say,
Are you kidding me? It's going to be a long bus ride home for the defense.
switch the Geico for more ways to say.
Faced with a challenge, it's good to remember how you've overcome them before. Range Rover Sport, driven to another level.
A lot of people think that being a race car driver is fast and chaotic. To be perfectly honest, it is a borderline meditative state. Everything else in life just melts away. It sounds unbelievable. As a race car driver, that's how you're deciphering everything that the car is doing. We've got 500 75 horsepower V8, all-wheel drive, real open track. Let's take the Jag.
Before the players hit the ice, the crew prepares the rink, and this crew prepares the night. EJ Redmond, Jackie Redmond, NHL Now.
Buckle your seatbelt, because we got a lot to talk about.
Setting the stage for all the action on the ice, with the only pregame show covering every team and every big match.
Here we go, coming back in.
You gotta be kidding! Braden Holtby take a bow. Hughes, backhand, he scores! John Hughes wins it. Passes to himself, Forsberg, score! Hat-trick for Jordan Eberle.
Great National Hockey League action comes your way next Tuesday. The Stars and the Devils. Devils took another chin last night against Coyotes. The Preds have been cracking out in Seattle. That's all Tuesday. As for now, here's some of your top shelf plays.
What's up, Old Man?
Oh my goodness, was that filthy. Mark gets it in front, he scores!
Yeah, he just put that through his legs. This is incredible.
Skinner gets 5-2 on his own. Skinner scores!
Jeff Skinner's 500th career point. It's a beauty. Forsberg, he'll work his way to that.
Forsberg, he scores! Absolutely magical turning the corner. In front, Chinnikov scores! Yegor Chinnikov.
It's like he just came here from Chapel Hill. Are you kidding me? Absolutely nasty. Backhand toe drag.
Crosby looking, going to Gensel. He scores! Gensel from Crosby! McKinnon wants to try again. McKinnon shoots and scores! Nathan! McKinnon. Now Marner is going it back and got a shot and scores! Mitch Marner! That was larceny! A backhand, they score! What a sweet dish and an even better finish from Mike Riley! But Kachuk scores! Incredible hand-eye coordination by Matthew Kachuk. Shot saved by Barov. Is it in goal? He put his blocker hand as the puck was sitting on the goal line. Oh, what a save! Incredible! Fire star! For the first time in Sharks history, a player has scored 5 goals in a game. It's Timo Meier.
All those great plays, however, none of them compare than what took place on Tuesday night in Boston when the Bruins honored Willie O'Ree, raising his number to the rafters, the first ever black player in the National Hockey League. And you had a personal connection with him.
Yeah, you played against my dad in the old Western Hockey League, and he was a tremendous player in the Western Hockey League. I think he had over 600 points.
Wow.
Very strong player, really well built, and really fast skater. In fact, my dad always told me the story that he was going back to get a puck. My dad was a defenseman. He got tripped up by Willie and went into the boards and broke his shoulder and never got a chance to get back at him. But I ran into Willie over the years. A well-deserved, amazing guy, and how many people and kids and boys and girls he's impacted their lives, just remarkable.
And continues to this day. I had a chance to shake his hand, a real gentleman, a real seemingly gentle soul. But he was put together back in the day, right?
Yeah, he's a very fast skater and really solid player.
Right? Skills, tough guy, had it all going for him. Congratulations to Willie O'Ree and how important it was to Willie, his family, and the entire National Hockey League family. The Bruins and the Capitals are 1-1 after one period of play. We'll get you back to Bob and company. That's on the way. You're watching the Lexus First Intermission Report.
All right, so we'll be back to live action here with the game in just a second. We'll go back to the NHL Network.
Coach said it's still going to be a month or two before we see him out there on the ice. And I go, what are realistic expectations in your eyes for him? Because he's going to be dropped into the thick of another hunt for a cup there. But he's coming off a long time not playing hockey. A long time.
Look, he's going to be enthusiastic, energetic, wanting to play so bad, Reader, that I think he has to make sure he channels his emotion, keeps an even keel. It's going to take some time to find his timing, to find his hands. But he's such a talent, such a great skater, such a wicked shot, all those things that you want in a superstar player, and he thinks the game.
They're talking about Jack
at
Eichel.
a high level, although I don't know how quick he can get to being the Jack Eichel we used to see. He's been out a long time.
He has been, and listening to what Pete Bohr said, and just the comments, I think this might be a little bit of Pete Bohr saying, look, let's not discuss Jack Eichel anymore. You know what? He's a few months away.
Be back when he's back.
He'll be back when he's back, and I think that's the best way to look at it, because when Jack Eichel, he's going to hate practice, he's going to hate rehab, he's going to hate the weight room, he's going to hate all that stuff.
Just to get in game shape.
Absolutely. He's sort of thing, when he says, I'm ready, the team's going to be like, and the doctors might say, let's another week or two, And then the Vegas has the luxury in the Pacific. They're going to be up around the top of the Pacific for the rest of the season. They're going to have the luxury of saying, hey, we don't need you to come back right now. We want you to be overcooked. You know, let's leave you a little longer in the oven. You're not quite there yet.
Guys, I'm ready.
Yeah, but it's also
such a long time.
His surgery has never been performed on a National Hockey League player, so we don't know how quickly players are like.
Now it's back by Tyler Johnson in Chicago.
Right, yeah, and so I think it's fantastic, and I think it's fantastic what Jack's done. But if I'm Vegas, I'm sure they're thinking the same thing. Yeah, we want you back 110%, like overdone, ready to go. But you're right, it'll take a little bit. They're going to need, I would say, a good month before playoffs at least to get him.
Legs underneath.
So get it going. That's about 15 games. Yes, absolutely.
Now. Yep. Not going to have themselves and say Jack Eichel's going to come and
that's
our savior, even though they're in first place. Yeah. From the standpoint, meaning he's going to take us over the top. You got some hockey to be played here. Lots. And that's a pretty tight division. You don't want to tailspin for any extended period of time.
Can we get the Western Conference playoff picture back up there? Just take in the season.
See how close it is.
Yeah. On the.
All right, here we go. Coming back in.
Presented by New Amsterdam Vodka. Just about set for the start of the second period. Tied at 1. Bob Shoes and Brian Boucher. AJ Malesko here at TD Garden. Spirited first period. We'll get to that in a moment. But the response for the Bruins off the 7-1 loss the other night.
I liked it. They had energy. They were physical. They got pucks to the net. A good response in the first 20 from Boston.
Yeah, you look at Washington too. They were outshot 10-5, so not exactly the first period that they wanted. And traditionally, they haven't done that well in the second period. They need to turn it up. They had 2 opportunities on the power play. I'm going to look to them to get a lot of pucks at the net this second period.
Well, let's check tonight's game recap brought to you by Progressive. And there were some notable physical moments in the first period. Anton Bleed has been knocked out of the rest of this game. This hit from Tom Wilson. Charlie McAvoy would then respond with a big hit on Van Riemsdyk of his own. And Dave Jackson is our officiating expert. Dave, how about these hits? And how do the officials react, even with the benches, especially after the Wilson hit?
Well, Bob, I love those hits. I mean, neither player elevated, the hands were low. I mean, frankly, we need more of those hits in this game. Crowd gets into it. That's what hockey's all about. If there's a perceived retaliation, I get the referees, they go right to the bench. They tell the team, listen, it's my job to protect you. I will protect you. But those were clean hits. If you take matters in your own hands, you're the guys going to be sitting in the penalty box. We can't have you guys taking matters in your own hands.
That's great perspective. Bush, I always wonder, we talk about the conversation that happens among the players. Will there be retaliation? But the officials have to anticipate it as well.
Yeah, I think oftentimes as players, we try to get into the minds of the officials, and that's a mistake for a player. You know, the bottom line is communication is key. Dave just mentioned, go to the bench, explain that you're going to take care of the players. Just go out there and play. Don't put matters into your own hands. Good stuff when you communicate.
Schultz maneuvers in. The defenseman puts it up against the left post, and Ullmark is there to hold his ground and cover up 45 seconds into the second period.
Yeah, that becomes sort of a calling card of these Washington Capitals. All of these defensemen, and of course they're missing Orlov and Carlson in this lineup tonight, but they jump into play a lot, and sometimes both teams will find themselves down low near the crease. They get some help, of course, from their forwards, having that high guy in the zone, but that's something that they certainly have taken advantage of for this season.
That rush by Justin Schultz, at least getting the puck on the net. The first shot on goal for Washington in the last 10.5 minutes of game action.
Yeah, they had a good start. And, you know, I think the goal by Kuznetsov, I thought Boston defended it poorly. I thought they gave way too much time and space. But after that, I thought Boston, as I mentioned earlier, they started to win some board battles and they started to win some races. And That's a sign of a team that's playing with assertiveness, something that they didn't do against the Carolina Hurricanes. And for Washington, a couple of missed opportunities on the power play. The second power play, weren't able to get zone entries, which wasn't a good sign. So I think for the Capitals, maybe simplify, get more pucks to the net, try to get Boston to defend a little bit more in this second.
Hagelin ladles in. Into the puck by Grizzly. Marchand able to tip one, but not out in the corner. Fighting for the puck and trying to dig it out is Leeson. Played by Dowd. Hagelin walled off by Grizzly, who moves the puck up the half boards and stolen by Marchand. Marchand with a step across the Washington line. Tried to toe drag one past Jensen. Jensen denied that. Clifton couldn't hold it in the right point. Back across to Marchand, though. He brings it right back into the offensive zone. Dowd there to back up an altercation between Marchand and Jensen as Marchand, in frustrated fashion, just swatted the stick of Nick Jensen right out of his hands.
Sure, remember earlier, the penalty by Marchand was on Jensen, also a cross-check that wasn't called, so they've had a couple of run-ins, those two. We'll keep an eye on that the rest of the game.
Clifton into the skates of Pasternak. Plays to Coyle in the right wing corner. Gave it away to Ovechkin. Alex Ovechkin, center circle pass right onto the tape of Forbert. And brought back across by Coyle. Drops one off to Pasternak. Wrist shot gobbled up by Vanacek.
Nice shot,
will hold on. Let's take a look at our SAP Coaching Insights app. And we've got a really good face-off team and a team that has struggled squaring off tonight as Washington last in the National Hockey League in winning draws.
Yeah, Boston typically always in the top half of the NHL in face-off percentage. I think for Washington, missing Backstrom has hurt the face-off
Separate ways by Journey on the Oregon.
You're still looking at a 5-on-5 goal differential for Washington, plus 24 coming in tonight at 5-on-5. So you wonder how important the face-off percentages really are at times.
Well, it depends on where the face-offs are. These last two face-offs have been in the Washington defensive end, and they've won both of them. The last one before this was the fourth line. Nick Dowd won it, and a simple play got into the offensive zone. So, it depends on where it is and what time of the game it is. And also, these centers need help from their wings. It's not just about centers winning the draw to a certain area. It's about possession. So it's about the wings and the defense jumping in, helping out. And Boots, you're talking about winning board battles. Same thing off of face-off. It's just it's one-on-one battles all over the place. Who's going to win it and who's going to get possession of the puck?
That's a good point.
Well, this face-off will be deep in the Washington end to the right of Vanacek. And it will be Erik Haula moving in to try and pull one back to Vakanainen for the Bruins. Squaring off with Dowd, and Dowd cleanly wins it. Schultz able to play it behind the net to Irwin. Irwin into the skates of Dowd, and he gets to center. Beautiful hit ahead.
Break away! Oh, nice save.
Partially blocked. And it rolls in on Olmark. He did not get great wood on that one, and Olmark with an easy cover-up.
But a good face-off win, a terrific play by Trevor Van Riemsdyk in the corner, and then the outlet pass to send Leeson in, and see the good defensive stick right there by the Bruins defender, not allowing Leeson to get a lot of oomph behind that shot, but a good job by Washington. You win the face-off, protect the puck, out of your zone cleanly, creates a scoring opportunity.
That's 3 face-offs won by the Washington Capitals. And we were just talking about how they're pretty low in the league in terms of face-off percentage. And you look at their 4 centers, Kuznetsov, Backstrom, Eller, and Dowd, and you're not replacing any of them. So what does that mean? They got to work a little bit harder. The forwards, and here's the look at this last play. Right to Ovechkin. What's he going to do? Of course, he's going to shoot it. Bergeron there to the deflection out.
Off the draw, loose in the circle. Ovechkin looks to dig it free and ends up with the puck. Banks one up top to Van Riemsdyk. Just about gave it away as Marchand read that point-to-point pass. Was not able to get a clean steal. It's up and out of play.
Nikita Kucherov.
Alex Ovechkin has factored into 42% of Capitals' goals, either scoring them himself or assisting. Is that too top-heavy?
Well, I mean, I guess you could argue it is, but without his play this year, I've said it a couple of times tonight, the Washington Capitals are not where they are. You can add Kuznetsov into that category too. Wilson has been very good. But that's what he's paid to do, right? He's paid to provide offense, and that's exactly what he's done this year. Remarkable at the age of 36 that he doesn't seem to be tiring. It's almost like you're waiting for it, right? Is it gonna peter out? It has not yet. Remarkable professionalism on Ovechkin to be able to show up night after night.
Well, I think in the last 4 years, too, and a little bit before that, before they won the Cup under the tutelage of Barry Trotz, he turned around his defensive game. He didn't used to go south of the red line too often. Instead, he back checks hard. He plays, and we've talked about it, he plays that physical brand of hockey that's incredible that he's had the career he's had.
Nosek moves in. That shot stopped by Vanacek. And he will hold on with 16-12 to go in the second period.
Get a little chippy. Tied up.
Right in the middle of things behind the net. We bring up Alex Ovechkin. Now, Tom Brady, at 44 years old, playing the ultimate collision sport, they play 16, then 17 games a season. And the amazing thing to me is that Tom Brady plays a contact sport where the entire strategy is to keep him from being hit. Alex Ovechkin plays a contact sport, potentially 82 games a season. He seeks out the contact. And yet he keeps on producing 17 years into the league like this and never misses a game. It's amazing.
That's what's remarkable. I mean, I don't think people recognize how physical he is when he plays. Oftentimes, he's not the one getting hit. He's the one that's doling it out. Yet, it's not all he thinks about. He can change his mindset from being physical, getting in there, being disruptive, to also winning a puck and creating offense. And obviously, the terrific release that he has is legendary. It really is something. I don't know that we're ever going to see another player like Ovechkin in our lifetime that can bring it all like that.
It's, you look at that graphic too, and their old team, both these teams' old teammates, Zdeno Chara, 44 years old. How about him getting in all those fights?
What's up, Steve? Welcome in, buddy.
That are,
Sam Welby, welcome in.
He's going at it too. We're talking about defying father time, and put him somewhere on that list as well.
Johnson Fialbi gets it through center, brings it across the line, and winds one deep. In the trapezoid, Omar intercepts, but Johnson Fialbi again kept it alive. Thrown out in front. And it's poked out of harm's way by Forbert. Faravari, though, keeps it at the left point. His shot blocked by
We got a delayed penalty.
And now we've got a whistle and a penalty call. It looks like a hooking whistle is going to go against the Bruins. And that's going to put Washington back on the power play as Hall is in the box.
2 minutes.
Well, again, we talked about how goal scorers normally aren't the ones also going out there and seeking out contact. Not Alex Ovechkin.
That's a pretty
This is amazing.
Graphic.
The other four guys combined are almost, or have a few more hits than Ovechkin. That is what stands out to me. I've never seen hit totals like that. Just incredible.
And you look, he's the only guy on this roster that's played in every single game this season. It would be even more crazy in COVID times, of course, because some of these guys aren't injured. And it's just the longevity, the resilience, and it is really amazing to watch what he's been able to do.
He's out there on the power play now. In his textbook left circle spot. There's a wrister from Schultz that goes
just
wide.
wide.
Carlo is able to hammer one off the right wing glass all the way down. Schultz pivots at his own blue line and rags one back.
Quickly talk about Ovechkin on the power play. He's usually out here for all 2 minutes, and I think maybe he just hangs out at the far blue line. We just watched him go all the way back in the D zone, help out with the breakout. That's something that they've struggled. They've been a little slow on zone entries. That's something they're trying to rectify.
Backstrom down low. It's a return from Kuznetsov. Backstrom in the right wing corner. Kuznetsov now behind the net. Wilson just outside of the blue paint, causing traffic in front. Good stick by DeBrusk. Kept alive, though. Onside by Ovechkin. Backstrom has it on the right wing side. Holds in the circle. One touch just under the stick of
Stole
Wilson.
it away.
Charlie Coyle able to outlet DeBrusk. DeBrusk moves in short-handed. DeBrusk leans in. A one-handed backhander, easily kicked out with the right pad by Vanacek.
Easily
Back
kicked
the other
out.
way, Kuznetsov weaves his way through
45 seconds, 45.
Takes it deep in the corner. 3-on-3 they battle. And Van Riemsdyk
Not that I can think
They'll
of.
force it deeper with 30 seconds to go
Not
on
that
the
I
power
can think
play
of, Steve.
for Washington. Wilson pokes it behind the net. Lazar there to wrist it all the way down.
I got a good line here on the where Ovechkin's standing in his office on the top of that
The
circle.
only thing I can
His
think
left
of
hand,
is
the
the
top hand on his stick is clenching. He's sort of, it's like
the
it's,
Orange Bird
it's
Magic
shaking
Band. I
almost.
want to
He's
get
so
that.
anxious to get the
It's
puck.
a
He
pass
wants it.
holder
He's
Magic
directing
Band.
traffic with his stick. He's sort
That's
of showing
probably the
them
only
where
thing.
he wants the puck to go.
I'll get
But
that
he gets
eventually.
that puck lined up for that one.
Most of it, we got lucky enough to
Protas
get our hands on.
and Eller both deep forward.
That's
in the
the
right
power
corner.
play done.
Ovechkin lurking. And now it is taken back by the Bruins and Marchand. Through center with the power play coming to an end. Carries in. Trying to maneuver through traffic. Ends up getting walled off.
Oh, got hammered.
Now a penalty will be called on Washington. It might be Hathaway that will go.
Yep.
As he buried Marchand deep in the left wing corner.
Made him part of the boards.
Garnet Hathaway to the box. It'll be a Boston power play when we come back.
Oh, Marchand does his thing. He's able to draw the penalty. The hit from behind by Hathaway. Bruins will have their first power play of the game.
Bruins first power play when you come back. All right, so we're going to do the same thing we've done while they're at these commercial break. Again, I'm on ESPN Plus tonight. There's nothing on the screen while they're in between periods or in between working out. So I'm going to introduce you to a couple great other YouTube channels that support us. Take a look at some of these great people. I'll be right back. We got a Boston power play when we get back.
We are the Florida Park Explorers.
We explore the parks 5 to 6 days a week with great live streams and vlogs. We cover everything from rides and food to magic and fun and fireworks. So come join us on our adventures as we take you through
the Disney parks and more.
And check out our all-new channel, the FPE Network. And thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, it's Chris with Disney Dynamics. We bring you tons of Disney content with a little bit of humor. My mom thinks I'm funny anyways. 4K unboxings of Disney merch and promo codes to save you money. We bring you live to Disney parks, and then after the sun goes down, we head to Disney After Dark, where we mix Disney-inspired drinks and have slightly inappropriate conversations with our Disney friends. If that sounds good to you, you're just the right amount of weird to fit right in. That's Disney Dynamics, spelt with a K for some reason.
Hi everyone, this is Ron and Meredith of the Doofily Crew.
We love sharing our adventures to Disney World, Universal Studios, and everything else Florida has to offer. On our channel, you will find various videos of our adventures.
We also live stream every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Join us as we love interacting with everyone in the chat.
And if you love Disney merch, you must tune into our live streams to see Meredith's trip hauls. It's a sight to see. I keep asking myself if we have room for all her merch.
Stop by and say hi. Hope to see you real soon.
He got a little medical
Three
work
great
done while
channels
we were
there.
away to make sure he was
Right on
able to get
YouTube.
out there.
Check them out. Check them out.
Appear to be giving Brad Marchand some discomfort. And obviously, when you go into the wall like this, the puck's gone, and the call is interference. The puck had gone up the wall. Hathaway finished his hit. Keep an eye on Marchand the rest of the way.
All right, here we go. 2 minutes. Boston on the man
He's
advantage.
still healing from the game 10 days ago when Nick Dowd took a high sticking
What's up,
corner and
Poppy,
high
Poppy?
sticking penalty in that game.
I don't know how they got that thing to ever stop bleeding. That thing was leaking.
And he came out and scored a power play goal on the ensuing shot they had.
Alina and Wilson battling for the puck. And now swooping in to support is Nick Jensen. And he sends it all the way down.
Cleared by
And the
Washington.
Capitals killing the first 30 seconds off, able to change things up.
One of the adjustments the Bruins have been able to make because Foligno's back in the lineup, he gets to go in front of the net, and they get Taylor Hall out a little bit higher because Hall
Thank you,
was
Mike,
in
for
that
dropping
net
all
front
those
with Foligno
in.
absent.
And Marchand's headed down the tunnel. One-time shot by Bergeron. Knocked away by
Deflected.
Vanacek. Loose, right out in front, trying to tee it up. And unable to find the puck was Foligno. Bodies fly in the corner.
1 minute in the power play. 1 minute.
Right point, left point now Pasternak. Pasternak will hold. McAvoy straight away. Taylor Hall into the skates of Bergeron. Hooks it back to McAvoy. Pasternak, shot pass towards the blue paint. That was knocked down in front. It goes all the way down with 44 seconds to go. In the Boston power play, as we saw Marchand give it a try.
What's up, David G?
On the man advantage. He was hurt, and they've got him down in the tunnel.
I don't
They're
have a
working on him
choice.
as we speak.
I just want to watch a good
Looks like
game.
He's making his way back to the bench.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's a good sign. But he certainly
just won a good game. That's all I care about.
Eller finds a trailer. There's a drive by
wide
off
shot.
The one-time touch feed from Van Riemsdyk.
Here comes Boston. 1-on-1.
To the forehand. Tucks it.
He got it. Boston goal. Hey, Bobby Kelly. Good to see you. And thank you, Bobby Kelly, for helping Mike out. Appreciate you. And all the moderators.
To find David Pastrnak, and then terrific patience by Pastrnak to wait out Vanacek. I think Vanacek gets it on the initial attempt, but Pastrnak able to push it home.
2-1. Bruins.
It's a power play goal, but maybe not a conventional one.
I love the way Pastrnak received that puck. He recognized he was out there. He was going to get an outlet pass. And he opens up, sees the puck, but he's sort of coming away, and he uses that length, one hand on his stick, corrals the puck, and is able to come in with lots of time. You talk about the patience. He had the space. Irwin wasn't getting back there in time, so Pastrnak could take another whack at it. Vanacek makes a good initial save. He just was stretched out so wide that he wasn't able to have the strength to keep it away.
Only points to stay there too, right? For Pastrnak, I mean, oftentimes on a breakaway, sometimes your momentum can take you beyond the goal line and you could miss that second chance, but Pastrnak with patience and obviously he's got a nose for the net, was able to put that one home, his second of the evening here tonight, and good awareness too to recognize that there would be a stretch play, and a terrific feed by Grizzly. I mean, you don't see better passes than that.
The hottest goal scorer in the NHL of 2022. That's David Pastrnak, but even more concern for the Bruins, in spite of the fact that they've got the lead. That is Marchand still holding on to his right shoulder as he tried on the power play, went to the bench. They took him up the tunnel. They have continually worked on him. He's on the bench. Obviously, that's a good sign. Not back in the dressing room. But he doesn't look like he's going to be taking a shift anytime soon.
That's when you know a guy is hurt. When he comes off the ice on the power play, that is a telltale sign that, you know, these guys like to score goals, right? And being on the offense, and the fact that he couldn't do it, that is telling for Brad Marchand.
No set. Centers one. DeBrusque couldn't tee it up. And it's back out to the neutral zone as Hathaway gave it away right on his own line. Lazar able to chip it free and get it deep. He and Van Riemsdyk
coming up on 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Backstrom found the loose puck, gave it away to Coyle. Coyle up top. There's a drive, blocked in front by Hathaway. Lazar first to it along the half board, cycles to Coyle. Coyle pivots away from Baravari. Coyle, and there's one back up top to Clifton. Another wrister. That was blocked before it got through to Vanacek. And it's out to the neutral zone. Midway through the second period, the Bruins with the 2-1 lead. Backstrom across the line, angles one for Hathaway. Spins under the contact from Forbert. And there is Coyle descended behind the net. In the Michael do battle. And they exchange blows. This sent the length of the ice by the Bruins. This will be an icing call with 9:43 to go in the second.
Well, as we look at Brad Marchand, we'll take a look at the shift on the power play where he wasn't able to finish. And see right away,
he's in pain with his shoulder.
Asking for assistance. He has a bag of ice on it right now. And boy, you just know when a guy leaves the ice on the power play, that's not a good sign. And for Marchand, he's a guy that plays through a lot of pain, a lot of bumps and bruises. He's on the bench right now, but we'll have to see how much more he contributes to this game tonight.
Intercept center circle. Clifton brings it across. A little toe drag. Look to center one.
Oh, nice tip away. Wow.
Corner. Being worked over by Janssen Fialbi. Given away to Clifton. Clifton feathers one deep on the backhand. Coyle. That's the pocket of Kempney. And Kempney able to recover. And the Bruins tag up in the neutral zone. Kempney into the skates of Eller. Controls it across the line.
Stole it away.
Couldn't get past behind it. The other way comes Pastrnak. With speed. Pastrnak trying to get one to the forehand, but lost control of the puck. Kempney is able to outlet McMichael. He'll chip one deep and go in.
Do they do that all the time there?
McMichael and Carlo come together. And now a takeaway. Dowd sends it back up top to Jensen. Baravari left point. That pass blocked by Taylor Hall. Taken back by Leeson. That shot rings off the iron from Dowd.
That was a quick wrister off the hole there.
This last line, an energy line for Washington, putting some pressure on here. As Dowd has it at the right point. He'll send one all the way around, hoping for Faravari. Leeson lost it to Pasternak. Carlo now recovers, banks one out to neutral ice. And here's Hall. 1-on-2, brings it across. Hall will carry deep, puts the brakes on the right wing corner, hoping for some help. Leeson able to take the puck away with 8 minutes to go in the second period. And back the other way comes Washington. Ovechkin along the left wing half boards. Lost it to Craig Smith. There's Marchand back on the ice. And it's a great sign for the Boston Bruins as Marchand gets the ice off the shoulder, taking his shifts here, and now Washington will ice the puck with 7:48 to go in the second.
Close call for the Washington Capitals. A good shift by the fourth line, trying to gain some momentum back. They won some puck battles. And here, Dowd right from the slot, through the screen of Brandon Carlo. Omar not able to locate it. And fortunately for Omar, it goes crossbar and out, but a missed opportunity there for Nick Dowd. Good shift by that fourth line.
As a defenseman, I always thought I was a goalie's best friend, but maybe the post and crossbar is not good.
Oh, look, you're my best friend if you block shots. You can't let it go through your legs. Can't go 5-hole on you.
Hathaway trying to work his way past Grizzly. Those two carry that fight all the way down to the right wing corner. McAvoy moves the puck, poked ahead by Bergeron, and it floats across the Bruins line. Hathaway is able to draw a penalty.
Penalty!
Feet taken out from under him in center. And it will be a power play for Washington when we come back here in the second period.
All right, we're gonna go back to the NHL network and listen in on NHL tonight during this quick break in the action here in our game.
And takes Marchand into the boards. I would have called a boarding penalty on that. Yeah. And I don't understand why Marchand is upset about it.
There was no penalty called on the play, but like you said, getting more looks at that, you would not.
Right. We're watching it. We're also watching it from a view that's off the ice.
And watching it 12 times, but absolutely. But it still looked out. Yeah, it didn't look good.
And then now we go back to Boston for this update. Stretch pass. Pasta, second of the night. Following up his own rebound. Put it past Vanacek.
Vanacek couldn't stretch. He said stretch.
It looked like he might have gotten a bit severe.
How about the forehand, the backhand, forehand by Pasta on this one?
Look at the pass by Gressler.
That's a great play. But how about this? Backhand.
He does it.
You're right. That's a great stretch by Vanacek, but the rebound just sat there.
Yeah.
There it is.
He makes a push. Beautiful save initially. But Boston, he's just an unbelievable goal scorer. He stays with it, has such a nose for that. Very outlet pass by Gressler to Pasternak, who finds that seam and
looked a little tired at the end of that. Was at the end of the shift. Did he look a little tired come up on that one? And that was great second effort. That might have been really nice stop on that.
Good goal, Bob.
We've got some old-time hockey for you. The first All-Star game on American television back in 1970. The East beat the West 4-1. How about these names? Bobby Hull was the game MVP. Gordie Howe scored his 10th All-Star game goal. The game winner on the power play. The assist to Bobby Hull and Jacques Lemaire. The first All-Star games for Bobby Clark, Brad Clark, Tony Esposito. Boy, that is old-time hockey. Well, the game's best talents on America's brightest stage is the NHL All-Star Weekend from Las Vegas. We'll have it for you the 4th and 5th of February on ESPN and ABC.
And I can guarantee you won't see a 4-1 score in our game.
No.
Defense
I should
optional.
say. Yeah.
We might not see 14-11.
Poor goaltenders, man. That's a tough weekend. You better enjoy yourself off the ice, and you won't be enjoying yourself on the ice, I can tell you that.
It is Craig Smith in the box, took 2 for tripping. And the Capitals back to the power play. Schultz at the right point. Kuznetsov, top of the circle, back to straightaway. One-timer from Schultz blocked in front. Corralled by Bergeron. Outlets Haula. Haula moves in short-handed. And it's poked on net by Bergeron. As tied up Haula, but Bergeron won the race to the loose puck and put it in on Vanacek. And Vanacek
That
forced
was
to
almost
make
a
a
shorthanded
save.
one.
You know, I think back to the last 2 kills for the Bruins. They've been very good at making sure that Washington doesn't get second chance opportunities. Here they find the puck, able to exit the zone, and Bergeron does a good job of following it up, recognizing that perhaps there could be an opportunity, and that's an important save for Vanacek shorthanded right now at this time of the game.
Well, keep in mind, Brad Marchand has gone down the tunnel right, and usually it's Bergeron and Marchand are a pair, so Hall is out there. Good composure by him to jump into that position. I know he kills penalties anyway, but on that top unit there, and it's sort of a slow roll through the neutral zone, but a little deceptive.
Coming up on 1 minute in the power play. 1
1
minute
to go in the power play. Eller tried to enter the zone. His pass off the skates of DeBrusk. So now Van Riemsdyk will backpedal. Charlie Coyle trying to disrupt the outlet. Here center circle is Eller. Flips it across the line to Ovechkin, but offside.
Boston doing a great job standing up the blue line. The second kill in the hockey game, Peter Laviolette talked about it. They weren't able to gain entry
47 seconds.
cleanly. And just now, a few moments ago, same thing. Here, Boston does a good job of standing up the blue line, not allowing that play to get kicked out and enter the zone for Washington. Gonna have to get pucks in deep, soft chips, get on their horse and get after those pucks and win them over that way, because Boston's doing a good job of standing up the blue.
40 seconds to go in the man advantage for the Capitals. Kuznetsov hands one off to Backstrom. Backstrom sends it deep. Kuznetsov first to the puck. Wilson crashes into the right wing corner, trying to free the puck up. Lazar, though, able to get it to Nosek, and Nosek backhands it all the way down.
They're going to kill this off again.
There was the dump just now. They got
15 seconds.
And that's the difference. And right now, Boston is winning all the loose battles, the races to pucks. Washington's got to find another gear.
5 seconds.
Keep an eye on how Boston manages their bench. Missing 2 left wings now, both Marchand and Bleed.
Full strike.
Out on the bench, so that's a big hole. You want Taylor Hall and Jake DeBrusk to fill those holes.
That's 3 straight power plays for Washington without a shot on net. As you could see, they were forced to just circle in center, as there was a wall of black and gold waiting for them at the Boston line. And now down in the trapezoid. Sends it in the far corner. Swept at by Smith. Leeson instead. Along the half boards, frees it back up to Faravari at Rister. And it's
just wide.
His wrist shot went wide. Carlo leans into his man. Helped up by Charlie Coyle. Leeson tries to dig the puck free. Carl Hagelin doing work in the right wing corner, and Dowd sends it back to Faravari left point. Straight away Jensen. He lost it. Taken away by DeBrusk.
One-on-one!
DeBrusk shoots.
Deflected. Nice save, Washington.
And Faravari is back to corral the loose puck and chip it back to the Boston line.
Another important save by Vanacek right there. 2 saves, one shorthanded, that one with a breakaway. Remember those saves as Washington gets back into this hockey game.
What's up, Evan?
The red line. Lost it to Forbert there. Off the penalty box doors to Pasternak. Pasternak chips it to himself. Look to center one to a cutting Hall. Hall ends up with the puck in the right wing corner with 4 minutes to go in the second period. Left point Forbert. Wrist shot head sails wide. Pasternak has it.
Wilson moves in, centers one. It's Protas. And back the other way come the Bruins. Transition through center. Pasternak across the line. Drops one to Hall. Right back to Pasternak, who scores! Just like that, the Bruins.
It hits the top of the glove and then goes inside the net. A big goal for Lars Eller and a couple of timely saves by Vanacek to allow that sequence to happen.
Yeah,
Let him right back into
that
that
one. Going over the net, it goes off his glove and helmet and goes in. You know, you look at Lars Eller coming down as a left shot on the left wing, so he's off his angle. It should be an easier save. Perhaps Ullmark is looking for the pass across, but he had help coming back, so that's certainly one he should have.
Lars Eller has scored at least 15 goals 4 years in a row. And that is his 7th on the season. And we are deadlocked now at 2. Grizzlick spins one to McAvoy. McAvoy across the line. Vanacek blockers that soft shot away to the corner. And Van Riemsdyk gets it behind the net to Michael Kempny. Van Riemsdyk now wraps it around past Alexi Protas all the way down. Icing is waved off as McAvoy retreats to pick it up. McAvoy cruises across the Boston line, steps to the red line, hammers it along the shelf. Schultz kicks it. Wilson could not clear. Schultz to Kempny. Kempny along the half wall, able to back it all the way down. And once again,
what's up, Chris Guy? Welcome in.
Icing waved off as McIntyre is able to pick it up for the Bruins. Stretch pass misses DeBrusque. And icing waved off on the hustle by Lazar. Lazar got to the puck first, negated the icing. Puck ladled by McMichael into the Boston end. Shot set by Carlo and taken by Nosek with 2.5 minutes to go in the period. Nosek leans in, carries behind the net. Still controlling. Swept at by DeBrusque. Supported now by Pasternak. He lost it to Janssen Fialbi. And now it's right back to Pasternak.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I love it.
And he's able to clear. Offside at the Boston line, the Washington Capitals. We are now tied at 2, though, with 2:04 to go in the second period. All coming up tonight.
Have a good night, Evan.
We are going to step aside for just a moment with 2:04 to go in the second.
All right, we will step aside as well because I don't want you to sit here and listen to dead silence. So check out these great people. We'll hit a couple of these real quick, and we will be right back.
Hi, everyone. This is Jeff from Diz Our Dream. I just wanted to give you a quick programming update. We go live from the parks Thursday evenings at 5 p.m. Eastern with a show we call Dreaming with Our Pals. We usually have some friends with us, and it's usually a lot of fun. We also go live Saturday and Sunday morning from either a park or a resort, where we will show you around and have some fun and just giggle a little bit. So come join in and have some fun.
Hey everyone, this is Tina from T. Marie's Plays on YouTube. On my channel, you'll find a variety of things from Disney to Harry Potter, crafting, and more. I do live streams every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and I love when people pop into the chat because I built my channel on community and I love making friends. So if you want to come hang out and have fun, come to my place. It's also yours. See you there.
Hi friends, it's Sam from YouTube channel SamuelB12. Come check us out as we have something for everybody. Live hockey streams, retro streams, Lego builds, cooking videos, Disney videos, gaming videos, adventures around Ontario, mini games in the chat. Again, it's Sam from SamuelB12. We look forward to seeing you real soon. Thanks for your support.
Hey y'all, it's Dad Builds, inviting you to come over and hang out with us on Saturday nights at 9:30 for the weekend special report. We hang out with Disney YouTube friends and talk Disney topics and general craziness in the community. Always a good time, and we invite you to come over and share in the laughs and smiles. Hope to see you there.
Wow, Blue Jackets in Philadelphia, 2 teams out of the playoff picture as we speak. Oliver Bjorkstrand with his 12th of the year makes it 1-0 Columbus, and they are playing late in the second period. Bob, back to you.
Linda, we've got 2 teams that are very much in the playoff picture. In the East, the Bruins and Capitals tied at 2 with just over 2 minutes to go.
Check him out. He's got a great channel.
Second period,
along with all the others. We just highlighted great people, great channels. All their links are right there in the chat.
Held in at the left point.
Tell them that I sent you over.
Bergeron there off the stick. Craig Smith, that's still not out. Leonard Hathaway first to the puck. It's Grizzlick there. Chipped back up high to Van Riemsdyk. Toes the line, gave it away.
Sam, you know it'll be really good for you with February with all the hockey streams that we're doing for the Olympics. We're going to find a lot of hockey people, and your commercial should really resonate with your hockey stuff in there.
Not able to play. It is this makeshift line of Bergeron, Smith, and DeBrusque out there taking the spot of Brad Marchand.
Be interesting to see, though. Yeah, I mentioned bleeds out, too, so can't just be DeBrusque.
Yep. Takeaway in the neutral zone by
Boston seems more aggressive
by Carlo. And back the other way comes Taylor Hall. Hall with speed. Look to center. Off the skates of Van Riemsdyk. Ball first to the puck. Chips it to Haula. Haula walled off behind the net. Aravari couldn't find the puck. Found instead Pasternak, a one-timer that just whistled wide off the feed from Hall. Akanainen, he pinches in. The Bruins continue to control the puck. Kept alive. Pasternak has it. Rink wide pass to Hall. Tried to tee one up. Blocked by Van Riemsdyk. Pasternak has it. And now it's Haula once again. Pasternak, one-time drive. Blocked by Faravari. And he looks like he might be hurt.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
But he has a little hitch in his giddy up as he heads back to the Washington bench.
3 shot attempts for Pasternak in that shift, and you can see his offensive IQ where he's able to find soft areas, get open so that he can get those one-timers off.
Down to the last 10 of the second period. Vakanainen fights for the puck right in front of the Washington bench. And
5 seconds.
Out of harm's way. And that will end the second, tied at 2. A good one here at TD Garden. A tie game as we head to the third. Mark Messier and Steve Levy, our intermission report. Steve?
Thank you, Bob. And coming up, we'll get Messi's take on pasta. How much he enjoys it. And the Avalanche, the Kings,
NHL, listen in until they're ready to do their intermission. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate all those links and dropping that intermission. Check out the joyful celebration.
I'm not sure. Maybe not, though. We'll take a look at it and see here. See Sagan, he's the one working his way over to the bench. It's a Sagan on the left side of your screen.
They're doing a live look into the Dallas game. I think it's Dallas and Buffalo.
On the backside of Mark Pezic into the net. Might be able to see it on this angle. I think it might have got Pezic before it got Ben. Nevertheless, it could be Tyler Sagan's. Yeah, you see it right there, just off the numbers of Pezic into the net. And that's Sagan's 11th of the year. Tied it up. Missed the mark. Yoki Hardy with no lead. Orchestrating the breakout ahead to center for Alex Tuckton, carrying over the line. Fire scores!
Buffalo just took the lead against Dallas.
Giddy up. Giddy up. Alex Tuck. Giddy up. Look at it. Took the coach like, oh. Did you see that? Well then. Watch Alex Tuck take us through this, boys. Rugby.
So you know what? When we tuned in here, you could tell that was Alex Tuck when he picked up that body language, little Jack Eichel-esque.
Yes.
Standing upright, pitching the puck. Look at him skating right here. The long, rangy, really upright torso. And when you got that reach, you see Jack Eichel have it, you see Alex Tuck have it there. You could change that shooting angle. They're very good. Alex Tuck's very good at shooting it beyond the reach of the defenseman. It looks like he catches the goaltender with a surprise, man. That's a big-time goal.
It's been a great fit for Alex Tuck. Obviously grew up in upstate New York, rooting for the Buffalo Sabres. Could be, down the road. 8 points in his first 8 games with this team. They're on top 4-3 right now, looking for more on the power play. But what's going on with this Dallas Stars squad? They've lost 3 in a row. One of the worst teams on the road this season. Second worst, only Montreal. Why can't this team, with all the pieces that we saw go to the Cup final not too long ago, string it together here?
When they're hot, they're hot. When they're not, they're not. That's kind of what it is for them. When they're going, they're as good as any team in the league because typically they get really good goaltending out of either Holtby, who's in the net in this one, or Jay Dottinger. They have Klingberg, who has requested the trade, as has been well documented. You also have young Finn on the back end as well, who I really love. But all things being equal, they can score when they're going. But really, the problem is a lot of their production, fellas, comes from that top line. They're a one-line team in terms of consistent production with the Pavelski line.
The 4-12 and 1 road record is like you can't think about the playoffs for that. You know, this game's in Buffalo. Let me see what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, how do you? I guess that's the big thing is why, and I never make sense of it or can't make sense of why sometimes teams are good at home and bad on the road or what. It just, I don't understand. I think it's about simplifying, being a pro, and being ready to play. For whatever reason, this team just doesn't show up on the road, man. And so, as much as we think those games in the end, this is a team. I like this team. I like their pieces. If they can't figure out how to play on the road, dude, they're going to be done real quick.
Same concern for the Florida Panthers because they're one of the best teams at home, 21-3-0, yet on the road. They lost 10 of their last 12. They're one of the best teams in the league, yet they can't win on the road right now. Obviously different.
With Mark Messier, I'm Steve Levy. The Capitals and Bruins are 2-2 after 2 periods of play, and it's always a good time when these two teams get together, right? Something always interesting happens. There's usually some rough stuff and some pretty goals as well. Let's take a look at David Pastrnak tonight so far. Actually, the Bruins got behind. No one scores first in the league more than the Washington Capitals. When they had the lead, moments later, David Pastrnak got them even.
It's amazing how great goal scorers always seem to be in the right place at the right time, and the goals always look so easy. Yeah. Here's another case of that. Just makes a nice drop pass here. Goes to where you score goals, right to the front of the net, and sure enough, the puck finds him.
And nobody around him. Like, you're always by yourself.
One of the best goal scorers in the league, and he's unchecked.
Yes. Watch his pass. Matt Grzelcyk, the beauty. Here's Pastrnak. And he's a second and third whack at it, too.
Yeah, he's just reading the play. This is a pure instinct goal here. He saw the play open up. He saw the seam. He saw the defenseman out of position, pitching up too high. Took advantage of it, and Grzelcyk made a great play to him up the middle of the ice.
And if the defenseman stays on him and doesn't give up on him, maybe you don't have time for a second and third whack. You see what Pastrnak has done so far, first half of the season, and then as we hit January, he is red hot, leading the NHL in goals. So I know you like his goal-scoring ability, but what about Pastrnak, the player?
Well, most goal scorers need players around them to make them better. And he appears that he doesn't matter who he plays with, right. He can score goals with anybody. You didn't hear him complain about being taken off the perfection line. Not a mumble about it. Yeah. Just goes about playing the game. Seems to love to play the game. Seems like a great teammate. No drama with him. And like I said, most goal scorers, they need players that put them in position to get them puck in the right positions.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who he plays with, he scores goals, pure goal scorer, and I love his attitude, I love his character, and he's having another great season.
Great personality. He's a snazzy dresser, too. I don't know if you see the way he walks into the building. Guy can dress, too.
He's got a lot of charisma. love everything about him.
Style and charisma. We need more of that from our NHL players. Used to play with Brad Marchand on that line, and Marchand's always involved in everything, and he was involved tonight. Watch the hit. Garrett Hathaway. Marchand's down in a prone position there, Mess. And Hathaway finishes him.
Yeah, he sees him coming. It looks like he went to duck under it. Hathaway looked like he got him up a little high, but his shoulder definitely wins the boards awkwardly, and looks like he's got a bit of a sprained shoulder in my estimation.
Marchand was sitting on the bench, had the ice pack and his hand in his shoulder, and he left the bench, tried to come back again, and our word is, at last report, he was not on the bench going to the third period.
I highly doubt we'll see him back in the game. There's nothing worse than feeling that sprained shoulder. It feels like he can't hold it up. Got to just take his time there. It could be a couple weeks if it's what I think it is.
And it's something about these Capitals, right? They have a way against the Bruins. These Washington, it's a sneaky rivalry, right? Because Boston, Montreal, you think about is their rivalry. Washington, Philadelphia, but it's Washington, Boston that seems to be that slow.
Both these teams have some championship pedigrees on them right now, and they're both trying to get back to that Stanley Cup kind of contention right now.
Yeah.
This is a big game for Boston tonight. This is a big loss for Boston to have Marchand go out. And but Washington is a big, strong, physical team. That's the way they're built. That's the way they play. That's the way they won the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
And they're not going to stop. And they got players that are fitting that mold. And they got another young big kid in the lineup there that's 6'6" or
some big boys.
whatever. So I mean, this is Washington. This is how they play, and you have to expect it when you play when you get matched up against them.
And I like Ovechkin more and more because his hair is almost as gray as mine now. Alex Ovechkin. Capitals Bruins. Should be a great third period. Here's Lars Eller. That's a goal Lindmark would like that back. 2-2. Heading on.
All right, we're going to jump back over to the NHL Network for
official card of the NHL.
The NHL tonight for a little bit here until they come back in with a little bit more coverage on our game.
The free Poshmark app now. Oh, not now.
Yeah, dude, that doesn't look good. I know what to do.
What's that?
I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, I can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Oh, nice save.
Saving the day is easy. With CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, you need a hero. Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need now.
My car is my after-work decompression zone. So when my windshield broke, I found the experts at Safelight Auto Glass. They have exclusive technology and service I can trust.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
When you don't properly maintain your sleep equipment, you could get sick. And so could your whole family. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning. For ease and peace of mind, use SoClean 3.
Visit SoClean.com.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Of course your view parks itself. That's so you.
It's just up here on the right.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
I got 6 cents.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
It's field, warm up. You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yeah.
So you.
It is.
There's a Buick that fits your life. Because at the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
Andy, everything okay? I just found out I have aortic stenosis and I need to have open heart surgery. Andy, I'm sorry. I had severe aortic stenosis. Got TAVR. Doesn't require open heart surgery. Most people go home the next day. You had your valve replaced? And I never missed our weekly golf date. I had no idea. I'm going to call my doctor and ask him about TAVR.
Order your free TAVR information kit at justgettingstarted.com.
If you blink, you miss it. So doesn't the fastest sport deserve the fastest show? That's why On the Fly brings you all the big highlights from all the games, all in one show. Plus a look ahead to the next day's upcoming action.
This is always going to be must-see TV.
If you blinked, now you can catch it again with On the Fly tonight on NHL Network.
All right, to Pittsburgh we go. 3-1, Pens on top. Pens, they are on fire right now, just cruising up the standings. Power play here, as they're up by 2, looking to go up by 3, and they're going to pot another one. How about that? Oh, my goodness, Sidney Crosby to the backhand. 4-1, Pittsburgh.
Well, Pittsburgh had that tough first period, right? You had those 21 or 22 shots by the Ottawa Senators, but you knew kind of coming out of that period, 3-1, I think that's all Ottawa was going to have. And you're seeing the Penguins here getting a fourth. Sid, we got Gino already with the 1, and one was taken back as well. So the Stars are getting it done, and you see this just weaving up ice. I mean, just that ladder pass to Brian Rust, they're just continuing your route, right? So he knows. I mean, it's almost a 2-1 button. He could have gone back door for a tap in to Jake Gensel right here as well, but Sidney Crosby starting it, finishing it. Things are looking good in Pittsburgh.
Welcome back to the Discover Second Intermission Report.
Tonight, 9:30 Eastern from Los Angeles. It'll be the Avalanche and the Kings coming up. More great hockey for you on ESPN. And Emily Kaplan will be on the call, and she joins us now from the City of Angels. I know the Kings are fired up to get Quentin Byfield into the lineup. The former number 2 overall pick will make his season debut. What are we expecting out of him tonight?
Oh, Steve, they're so excited about this player. He's definitely a special one. He was going to make the team out of training camp, and then he broke his ankle. Was tearing it up in the AHL. The coaching staff had to tell him a couple times, things you're doing down there, they might not fly up with the big league. And tonight, Todd McClellan says he's going to work him in all situations, including the power play. If it's not working for him, no, they'll dial it back because they want to make sure he leaves this game with confidence.
Such a big boy, big body. It'll be so much fun to watch. Very bright future there. Meanwhile, for Colorado, seems like everything is going right for the Avs. There's so much fun to watch. And then you get the Bowen Byram story. What can you tell us about that?
It's a sad one, Steve. There's a kid who's just 20 years old. He made the league last year and has had 3 concussions in the last year. He really slowed play back from the last one, but was starting to feel some symptoms and has taken a personal leave away from the team. I'm told he's still in Denver, and Jared Bednar told us this morning the message to him was, look, do what you need to do. Get better, figure this out, and when you come back, there's a spot for you. It's waiting for you, but your health and you feeling comfortable is what's most important right now.
Terrific that the coaching staff and the organization are handling young Byram that way. So I think everybody has the Avs as a Stanley Cup contender, and I think people like the way the Kings are progressing this season. The trade deadline's 2 months away. What are you expecting out of these 2 clubs in that regard?
You know, Steve, the Avs are one of those teams that keep things really close to the vest, but everyone in the league always tells me Joe Sakic is in on the big name, so don't be afraid or don't be surprised if they take a swing. Meanwhile, the Kings, they were taking away at the trade deadline the last couple years. Veterans didn't like that. They were vocal with management. They added this offseason, and the way they're playing right now, I expect them to add something at the trade deadline. I think the one thing to monitor is Edler. He's the defenseman they brought in, and his health. If he's not back, look for the Kings to add a D-man or at least just some depth.
All right, we will. Again, the trade deadline's in 2 months away. The Avs and Kings should be a fun one. Emily Kaplan on the call tonight, 9:30 Eastern, from Los Angeles on ESPN. With Sean and Ray in about 35 minutes from now. Meanwhile, elsewhere tonight, the Penguins and Senators, they were 1-1 in the first, and not for long. Evgeny Malkin gets the goal there. It's 3-1 Pittsburgh, and perhaps you've heard of Sidney Crosby.
Amazing to see him still dynamic at this stage of his career. Effortless power coming up the ice, and he doesn't miss chances like that. Great finish.
Don't sleep on the Pens. David Pasternak's got a pair. Bob Bush and AJ in the third. You've been watching the Discover's second intermission report.
All right, let me bring up the network again. We'll be right back with that in just a minute. Take a second to get it up here.
Slow when Yossi drops this, because a lot of times, a little teaching point for kids, when we do drop passes, this one's a little bit easier because it's just like a 5-foot drop pass, but a lot of times you see kids, young players even in the NHL, put a tail on it, and we'll look at it here, and putting a tail on it would be passing the puck. A drop pass is supposed to be you to stop the puck for the most part. Watch this right here. Stop. Slow down. He puts that, you know what I mean? Like he's stopping the puck. Watch right here. Go really slow when he goes to do it. And then he's going to go right to his backhand, stop the puck. Just stop it and move. Look where he put it. See, it doesn't really move. I mean, it's moving a little bit.
What's the difference for the player receiving it?
Because you're putting it on a tee. Where you see it is where it's going to be. You adjust. You want to walk into it, walk into it. If you want to handle it like Johansson right here, then handle it. But if you put a tail on it, now he can't time it, right? So if you're going to pass it backwards, if he passes this, it takes that one-timer out of the equation. Because now Johansson's timing is all messed up. But I just think that adds a perfect drop pass. A drop pass, kids at home or weekend warriors to play, you stop the puck and let the guy handle it the way he was.
Roman Yossi with the helper on that one. He's got 2 helpers in this game and now holds the franchise mark for most assists in Nashville history. 357, one more than David led one right there. So way to break down the franchise setting assist on that one. The drop pass, not too shabby. 3-0 Nashville. Is that a big reason why this Nashville team is not only relevant in the Central, but maybe one of the top teams in that division? Just based on, the Yossis, the Forsbergs, they'll always get it done. The Saros, he's get it done. But the guys like Duchesne this year, and Tanner Jeannot, a rookie, having a great season. Ryan Johansson, is that the reason, because of some of that secondary scoring, that depth, that this team maybe can do some more damage?
Yeah, exactly, because the production isn't only coming from a few people. It's been spread out and distributed, which is key to any team's success, especially in a division like the Central. And to me, the fact that Ryan Johansson, who just showed on that goal, Matt Duchesne, both of those two players, so skilled, so talented, we know this, but a lot of times they have a tendency when they enter the offensive zone to slow down, curl up, look around, wait, almost like a Barzell. Look around, kind of see who's there, survey landscape, as opposed to, at times, taking that puck instead of to the boards and things.
Welcome back to ESPN Plus Hockey Night, presented by New Amsterdam Vodka. Just about set for the start of the third period, deadlocked at 2. Bob Wischusen here with Brian Boucher. AJ Malesko is ringside. We'll check in with her in a moment. These Washington Capitals coming off an overtime win. They have been playing well. Their power play, though, not clicking yet, and yet we're deadlocked at 2.
Yeah, I didn't like it in the second period. Matter of fact, their last 3 power plays, lifeless. I think it took energy away from them. Thankfully, their goaltender made a couple of big saves, and then the goal by Eller to get them back into this hockey game.
And AJ, the Bruins showing a lot of life off the 7-1 loss on Tuesday night.
Yeah, they are. They're playing great. They're out shooting them 20-11, but the game is still tied in 2. They've got to figure out how to execute offensively. They've got to figure out how to capitalize on some of these chances that they're creating.
Well, let's take a look at one big storyline that developed in the second period. That's right, Marchand. He was taken to the boards, by Garnet Hathaway. That drew a penalty, but it also injured his right shoulder. A couple of different times, he tried to get back on the ice and give a shift a chance and just couldn't do it. This was on the power play. Immediately as he brought it across the Washington line, you can see favoring the shoulder. Couldn't even celebrate a goal that was scored. They put ice on it, took him up and down the tunnel. He has been ruled out for the rest of the night with the upper body injury.
Big loss for Boston considering Anton Bleed is out as well, so that's 10 forwards. It's going to be an interesting third period for Boston.
Here we go.
Combinations go. Let's see if Linus Ullmark can shut the door after giving up a soft goal to tie it at 2. I'm interested to see how he responds as well here in the third.
He hasn't been that busy, too, and oftentimes those can be tough games for a goaltender. He's been quiet. He's had a lot of help in front of him, unlike him and Tuukka on Tuesday night. Did not get a lot of help in the D zone on that night against Carolina.
And for the sake of the Boston Bruins, you really hope that this is nothing long-term for Brad Marchand as well, as he and the combination of Bergeron, Pasternak on the power play, and Taylor Hall, those top 2 lines since the start of the new year have been about as good as any top 6 in the National Hockey League. It would really be a tough blow to the Bruins if they lose him for any stretch of time.
No doubt. And the idea that they've created depth scoring, balance scoring, and now you miss one of those key pieces to that puzzle, certainly will put a dent in the plans for Bruce Cassidy. But there's a lot of guys
Bring a bunch of snacks.
willing to jump in and fill that role. Guys like Jake DeBrusk, will they do it? That'll be an interesting storyline to see.
All right, on cue, here's DeBrusk. Forces one towards the blue paint.
Oh!
And crashing towards the net was Bergeron, unable to find the puck. And it's out to the neutral zone. Feathered forward by Hagelin, and Washington will change. Clifton ladles one right back into the offensive end for Boston. First to the puck is Nosek. Nosek controls, sends it back up high to Grizzly. That wrist chop off the lively boards. And Karams to the right post, covered up by Vanacek. As we remind you that ESPN Plus Hockey Night is brought to you by Verizon, the official 5G network of the NHL.
21-11 shots on goal right now.
Took over February of 2017 when Claude Julien was let go. And since that time, the Bruins have amassed the second most points in the National Hockey League with him on the bench over these last 4+ years.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. And I think he's got a mindset that is geared towards generating offense. He was a very skilled offensive defenseman, so I think his mind works in those circles. And I think his team, for the most part, since he's been here, has been one that has not had trouble scoring goals, but
kicked away.
Very well as well. They've
right
always been a team that's been tough to get inside on and has had good goaltending, so Cassidy's done a terrific job in his time here in Boston.
Hathaway and Ovechkin both look for the puck. Swept at and poked forward by McAvoy. And it's all the way back down into the Washington end, and it floats across the goal line for icing.
Let's go. Ovechkin, one time. Score! One goal closer to Gretzky. His spectacular history continues going down right now.
How many games will it take Alex Ovechkin to reach what we all thought was probably an unbreakable record? There's a one-time drive from the right point, Kempney, and that was chested away by Linus Ullmark. Next in Ovechkin's sights, of course, Jaromir Jagr. He's got 757 goals, number 4 all-time. Jagr at 766.
Wow.
Number 3 all-time. He's already passed a couple of legends this season, and you have to think before too long, Alex Ovechkin will be the number 3 all-time scorer in NHL history.
Yeah, look at those names that he's jumped over. Terrific stuff by Ovechkin. Hull, see you later. Climbing, and I think eventually he will get to Jagr in the month of February. That's my prediction. Bob, just don't ask me for a date, but I say February, he will pass Jaromir Jagr.
He's on a 3-game goal scoring streak right now, and it's incredible. He just keeps it coming, and especially early on in this season, he was scoring at a mad pace. Took a little bit of a lull, but that still didn't mean he wasn't producing.
Connor Clifton pokes it around. Lars Eller cycles one. McMichael centers. And it's gathered. Ferravari with a wrister at the flex wide of Linus Ullmark. An outlet pass for Pasternak, just off the tip of his stick. Tom Wilson, one touched across the Bruin line, but Vakanainen, the only player there, and the Bruins able to bring it back. And have to cycle back in the neutral zone once again as Nosek's dump in hit the linesman in the skates. Vakanainen skates it forward. Intercepted by Van Riemsdyk. Gets a return from Protas. And then pivots behind the net. Nice pirouette from Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Protas backhands one to the red line. And Brandon Carlo banks one off the penalty box doors to Lazar. Chopped at the red line. Lazar intercepts. And rags one back to Vakanainen once again. Tom Wilson with an intercept. Gave it away to Coyle. Coyle moves in.
No!
And he's looking for a whistle. He thought he was hooked. And still complaining to the officials as he heads up ice as Coyle had a clean steal. Wilson gave it away, but he was defended. Hagelin now on the right wing corner. Into the trapezoid behind the net to Nick Dowd. Plays it back to the left point. Kempney. Kempney down deep. Dowd. Dowd between the circles. Holds at the right point. Wrists one, and that's blocked by Bergeron. Caroms to Hagelin. Carl Hagelin leaves one for Irwin. Irwin down in the right wing corner to Dowd. Behind the net, Leeson. Leeson controls to Dowd. That shot hit his own man in the face. That went right up into the face of Irwin. And Matt Irwin is down, and now having to shake off a puck that got up into his nose under the face shield.
Yeah, that hurts.
Well, here, Irwin in front of the net. He's a defenseman. He's not typically used to being there on the offensive side of things. He's probably saying, what the heck? You know, I go net front trying to provide a screen, and that's the price I pay.
Jeez, the poor guy will probably never go there again.
Yeah, you can see Dowd coming over apologizing and say, sorry, buddy. And Irwin says it's all right.
As if you wanted me to stay at the blue line, you could have just told me.
Just got away from Dowd there, but Irwin seems to be okay. He's a tough customer. He's used to seeing pucks hit him when he's defending, not when he's trying to provide some offense.
4.5 minutes gone by in the third period. Grizzly turns it over. Hathaway with a steal. Swept at the puck, knocked down by Bergeron. DeBrusque comes together with Ferravari. Digging at it, Craig Smith. It's up the half wall. Pinched in and kept alive. Bergeron centers one for Smith. Tapped
out! Wow.
Almost snuck past Vanacek. Kuznetsov.
Boston's gotten close.
Pass to himself.
2 times in a row.
Drops one back to Schultz. Stretch pass to Ovechkin. Ovechkin brings it across, looking for a cutting Kuznetsov, intercepted by Grizzly. Back the other way comes Taylor Hall. With scheme down the left wing. Hall centers one, looking for Pasternak. That was blocked. And Ovechkin gets it center circle. Van Riemsdyk touches one into the offensive zone, but we have a penalty called behind the play. Slashing is going to be called, and that'll put Justin Schultz in the box.
Washington, number 92. 2-minute minor penalty for slashing.
What's up, JD?
Kuznetsov goes to the box. Some upcoming games to tell you about. They are just about set to go. In Los Angeles, Colorado, and LA. We'll have that game for you over on ESPN at 9:30 Eastern. The Jets and the Penguins Sunday afternoon, NHL Network, and a good Wednesday doubleheader on TNT. Chicago, Detroit, followed really by the main event that night, Boston at Colorado. Bruins to the power play. McAvoy right point. Pasternak top of the right wing circle. Centers one. That was tipped nicely by Wilson, and that forces Bergeron to recover in the neutral zone. Pasternak wheels his way across. Taylor Hall has it. Centers one. The Bergeron shot blocked by Wilson. That shook up Tom Wilson.
1.5 left for the power play.
1.5. Wilson slowly goes to the bench.
Oh, Wilson, that's twice. Sorry, but that's twice that he blocked looking for Bergeron. He's all over him in that bumper spot.
Pasternak's entry denied. Carl Hagelin takes the puck and sweeps it deep. McAvoy pivots away from Dowd. Here's Bergeron to the red line. Brings it across the Washington line and fires it hard around. Hall first to the puck. Look to center. That was blocked. Hall still has it. Wraps it back to the point, but the point vacated. Bergeron not there.
Kick back out. Cleared again. 1 minute, under a minute, under a minute.
Grizzly with a head of steam. We'll rag one back. Arcala center circle. Keeps his way across. Hands it to DeBrusk. Behind the net, hoping for Holla. Comes to Smith, who reverses. DeBrusk left wing half boards to Grizzly. Right point now, Pasternak. Pasternak straight away, Grizzly. Left side, DeBrusk. Wrist shot, caroms through the slot. Pasternak chops it behind the net. He's wound all the way around. Again, a vacated point. Hurts the Bruins with 22 on the man advantage. Grizzly back across. Pasternak will hold. Pasternak to the right wing, face-off done. That drive by Holla, turned aside by Vanacek.
10 seconds in the power play.
Holla tries again. Another save by Vanacek. It's loose between the circles.
Wow.
Comes back to Holla. 2 seconds, down to 1 on the power play.
Even straight.
We're back at 5 aside, as Eller able to clear.
Well, the right idea by Boston, getting those one-timers on net, trying to find second chance opportunities off of rebounds. A couple of missed chances there for Boston, but the right idea after the start of the power play wasn't going the way they wanted.
Kuznetsov picked the pocket of Charlie Coyle. Baravari took a heavy hit. He goes to the bench.
Coming up on 12 minutes.
Shot on net by
Oh, another deflection.
Save made by Vanacek. Coyle digging for the puck. Instead, it's Ovechkin. Feathers one forward to Kuznetsov. He'll angle one in, hoping for Hathaway. Or check that McMichael. And McMichael had it hop over his stick.
What's up, Casey?
Neutral zone to Van Riemsdyk. McMichael brings it right back across. Chips it past Kuznetsov. No sec will move it. Vakanainen. Up to the point. Coyle pokes it free. And he'll go off for a check. Coming up on 11 and a half minutes to go. Tied at 2. A good one here at TD Garden between the Bruins and the Capitals. Bob Wischusen, Brian Boucher, AJ Malesko.
Adrian, welcome in.
Backstrom. The Protus in the corner. Wilson, Backstrom, and Protus all looking for the puck. Backstrom has it.
Anybody's brand new tonight, hit that subscribe. Join our community. Olympic
Wilson
hockey is coming.
Tries to pivot away from McAvoy. McAvoy lost his footing. Supported by Forbert. It's back up high. Kipney keeps it alive. All the way behind the net. Forbert working over Protus. Holla comes in. Swatting at the puck. Can't get it past Tom Wilson. Wilson centers right to McAvoy. Outlets Pasternak. And he'll flip it back to the Washington line. Michael Kempney with some open ice. Eller lost it to Grizzly. And Grizzly will wrap it around.
Thank you, Adrian.
Clifton lets it go. Smith does the same. Back up high, Baravari. It's onside. Wrist shot. Save made.
Oh, nice save.
Omar with traffic in front. 10.5 to go. A tie game here in the third.
Wow. All right, we're going over to the network here. Going over to the network. And we're going to listen in on NHL Tonight. NHL Tonight. And check out what's going on over there while they're doing their quick timeout. We'll be right back.
He's always, but when you understand, you talk to anybody, he's a pretty funny guy. And he works hard.
He's coming up the stairs up here with a passion. He had that look in his eyes, and I just got out of the way in time. Rope hits, spins out, back to the line. Hits get it just inside the point to the far circle. Turning with a shot is Robertson, and that is stopped by Dell. Pavelski could not get it to the front of the net, but a turnover here as Eakin couldn't get it out. Pavelski couldn't spin it back. Good position there coming back to help out. And it's off the boards and out to center ice. Back to hit. Tipped in by Bjork to the Dallas zone, and now it's takes Thompson. No referee there as he takes the hit from Heiskanen against the glass. Hayden trying to dig it away from Pavelski. Thompson has it. Sends it across. Pesik's walked down, but couldn't quite handle the pass. If he did, he was one-on-one with Holtby. Drops it back. Bjork fires a little. Just like hesitation, I assume, waiting for traffic to get to the front of the net there, and Holtby makes a stop.
Yeah, he was just waiting for that lane to open up. I think Dan, just as you said, just kind of a little double bump there, and then fires it through, and traffic does get there.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, 100%. Highlight your domain. We are back with our shot of the night, brought to you by Jägermeister.
And it was one heck of a shot early in the hockey game. Here, the missed opportunity at the net, but Kuznetsov, with all the time in the world, you give him time and space like that, he's going to make a shot like that. Terrific short side shot by Kuznetsov.
10.5 minutes left in the third. Here we go.
Shot of the night.
10.5. Adrian, left in the game.
Wing. Centers one. It's in the blue paint.
There it is!
It's Bergeron. Play continues.
Oh my God!
With a review. Back the other
We
way.
have to go back and review that one.
Made by Omar. End-to-end action midway through the third
We're
period.
gonna need to review that one.
2-2 tie. Is it 2-2? As Bergeron thought he snuck it under the crossbar. Ovechkin back across the line once again. Throws one side of the net. He has it, and now we have a stoppage, and it looks like they have already determined that this is a goal for Patrice Bergeron.
Wow!
That's the sound you want to hear.
We're gonna go take a look at
It's
it.
a great drive here. It's a 3-on-3 down low. And look at, you got Bergeron. What he does really well here, he stops before the goal line. He doesn't keep flying by. He's there. He gets his stick. He gets a little help there too as well. You got a good back check from Kuznetsov, but he may have helped put that one in.
I don't know if Bergeron touches it. This might be DeBrusk's goal.
After review, it's determined the puck did completely cross the goal line. 8:19 back on the clock. We have a good goal.
8:19 back on the clock.
Oh, Bergeron is certainly celebrating like it is his goal. On a centering play by DeBrusk. We'll have to take a look if it goes off of Bergeron or off the Capitals defender. Yeah, it is Kuznetsov who puts it in the net. I don't think it ever gets to Bergeron. So to me, I believe it was DeBrusk who threw the puck from the corner. Talked about an opportunity for Jake DeBrusk. Don't forget,
all right, here we go
over
again.
A month ago, he asked for a trade out of Boston. And getting an opportunity to play on the top line right now comes through tonight.
Now we'll see if there will be a response from Washington as Alexei Protas put it in deep and put some heat on Linus Omar.
We also look at this, Jake DeBrusk filling in on that top line for Brad Marchand. Those are big skates to fill. Here's a look, that puck just circling on the goal line. That's a defensive stick coming in. And it's all, the whole puck,
That's
the entire
legit.
puck has problems cross the line. As you can see right there, it does. And Kuznetsov, excellent back check, but that's a tough break.
And what a great big break for the Bruins. That puck was up on end. If that puck is flat on the ice, I'm not sure it's all the way across.
That's it,
I think
one,
it's
David.
only all the way across, and you see some white in between the puck and the goal line because it was a rolling puck that went up on end. The puck got skinny. It became a goal for the Bruins.
Well, you can see why the on-ice officials didn't call it a goal. The way the puck was rolling right there, how close it was to the goal line, that's tough to see in real time.
Now they are giving the goal to Patrice Bergeron so far. Unless I'm missing something, I don't know that it ever touched Bergeron, so we'll keep an eye on the official scoring tab.
And Riemsdyk pitches it behind the net.
Under 10 minutes, under 10.
Along with Wilson, taken away by Brandon Carlo. Carlo taken away. Wilson centers one. Shot, score!
Washington puts it in the back of the basket right there.
This is what we complained about in Carolina. Bergeron had a goal to make it 2-1, and 15 seconds later they come back and the other team scores. He's got this line out there. He's expecting them to be able to play responsibly, and it's that board battles you've been talking about, Bush. Bruins have been good about it all game here.
That was a quick
Carlo
dish
has a tough
and a
time
score.
getting the puck out of the net. Quick pass. It's in the back of the net.
Heavy bodies, right? Protas is a big guy. Wilson's a big guy. These are difficult guys to play against. You have to play quickly. You got to play fast. You got to execute. Boston not able to do it, and eventually the Caps win the puck, and Backstrom's able to get his first of the season.
What a response.
It's only the 8th game back in the lineup for Backstrom. He, of course, was the team leader in points last season for Washington in the COVID-shortened year. Had 53 points in the 56-game season, but missing the first 45% or so of this year. They are happy to have Nicklas Backstrom back. He had 5 assists coming into tonight, but had yet to score a goal until now.
And that's why I'm not ready to really rate the Washington Capitals until they have their full complement of players. I mean, the amount of injuries that they had in their forward group, very difficult to deal with. But getting a healthy Backstrom,
that's the noise.
Eventually getting TJ Oshie, Carlson will be.
All right, 3-3 game. Here we go.
Sherry's also a big part of their team. Then you can start to really make an assessment on what this Capitals team is. But for Backstrom being back is a huge bonus to this club.
We haven't seen it tonight where they've had a bunch of chances on the power play, but that's really where eventually he's going to make a big difference. That power play runs through Nicklas Backstrom.
So the Bruins get the goal. Replay determined did cross the line. And only 36 seconds later, after the tough break, the Capitals do indeed respond. And we're tied at 3 with under 9 minutes to go. Rutland and McMichael, 2-on-2 for the puck in the corner. And it caroms back out to center. Gleason able to gather and find Van Riemsdyk. Touched deep by McMichael so he can go off for a change. Bergeron. Nice one. Center circle for Smith. Deftly steps past. Finds a cutting McAvoy.
Oh!
High and wide of Vanacek. Back to the Bruins line. Swept free. Moving in a wrister from Gleason that's shouldered away. Fought off by Linus Ullmark to keep this game tied at 3 with 8:23 to go.
They're going at each other now.
ESPN Plus Hockey Night is presented by New Amsterdam Vodka, the official vodka of the NHL. Drink responsibly.
They are going at it. All right, let's take a look at these couple great YouTube channels while we're waiting here for a minute so we're not jumping back and forth. Some quality people out here doing their YouTube content that support us. We will be right back. And welcome in, GME 1970. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. A lot of Olympic hockey coming up. Oh, I should bring this up. A lot of Olympic hockey coming up here on the channel. February 9th through the 23rd. All the Olympic hockey here. Of course, we'll have the playoffs and the also all of the Stanley Cup right here on the channel. And for those of you that are also football fans, Thursday, February 24th, Inside the Huddle returns to the network. Dole Whip Dad, Myers and the Mouse, co-broadcasters sit down. We review weekly the NFL, its interactions, transactions, trades, retirements, the draft in depth. We will have the draft coverage live right here on the channel. Join us Thursday nights, 9 p.m., Inside the Huddle. Put it on your calendar. You don't want to miss it. Hey, if you're a fan of the NFL and you want to have fun during the Super Bowl and the AFC and NFC Championship games, well, participate in our fundraising event, the Super Bowl Pool Blocks. We have blocks available, limited in number. They're going quick. All 3 games are available. It's a fundraising event, big payouts on all 4 quarters, different numbers for every quarter. It's all online.
Put Tone in the studio.
It's all online. It'll be a lot of fun.
0-2 at home until Jerry Mayhew puts Philly on the board. His first of the year makes it a 2-1 game with just over 6 minutes left in regulation over there. And don't forget, bottom of the hour over on ESPN, Nathan McKinnon leading the Western Conference, leading Colorado Avalanche against the Los Angeles Kings in LA. Again, you can see that on ESPN, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Bob.
Well, Linda, hope that game is just as entertaining as ours has been. Back and forth we go between the Bruins and Capitals. We are tied at 3 with 8:20 to go. There's a drive. Stopped in front of Ullmark. The players dig for it. Who's gets off, swiping it a punt. With Ovechkin on the doorstep as well. Finally, the officials lose sight and blow the play dead with 8:14 remaining.
I don't know what Bruins player that is down, but I think he's in a lot of pain. McAvoy, I think the shot block, he appears to be in some discomfort.
Yeah, it's halfway down too, but he's up now. McAvoy
That initial shot attempt caught McAvoy in a tough spot. Looks like he's got a smile on his face. He must be okay.
Smile, grimace. Fun line. There's a look at that shot coming through, and it catches, it looks like McAvoy right in the back of the left shin, or left calf, rather. Not a lot of padding back there.
So Grzelcyk to McAvoy, who stays out there, lost his footing, but got it to Pasternak all the same.
Another block there by McAvoy off the Capitals face-off win. The shot block on Ovechkin, and McAvoy makes it to the bench.
Justin Schultz with some open ice. Gets to the red line and fires it around the shelf. Ovechkin. Pass Grzelcyk behind the net. Pasternak chops at it. Unable to clear. Hathaway got it to Ovechkin in the trap.
7.5 minutes left.
Ovechkin
7.5.
back up top. One-time shot whistles wide from Schultz. And so hard, in fact, it caught the boards. Then goes all the way down. That's Kuznetsov. That's the lead one in the corner for Michael Kempny. 7:20 to go in the third period. Tom Wilson across the blue line to Backstrom. Peels. Backstrom sets up Faravari. That shot blocked by Craig Smith. Behind the net, trying to tuck it out in front was Wilson.
Take it away.
And Vakanainen was able to at least muscle it out to the neutral zone across the Boston line. Faravari takes the red line and sends it hard around again. Forber. Connor Clifton outlets Lazar. Lazar walled off at the red line nicely by Lars Eller. Kempny, a stretch pass that's tipped deep by Janssen Fialbi. Omar kept it moving. Tipped ahead by Lazar. And here's Foligno. He'll send one in and try and beat Faravari to the puck. Rides him to the boards. Charlie Coyle there to support. Frees one up. Lazar, a one-time wrister. That was blocked before it got through to Vanacek. Charlie McAvoy pinching in. Foligno kicks the puck and ends up in the right wing corner. Coyle first there. He pivots along the half boards.
What's up, Turbo?
Taken away, though, to Janssen Fialbi. And for the Capitals, Janssen Fialbi gets to the neutral zone, feathers it deep, goes off for a change. 6 minutes to go. Hall gets across the line, centers one.
Oh!
Swept to the bouncing
Nice
puck
save.
and did not make
Bodies everywhere on the ground.
No sec.
Good
Digging
Lord.
forward in the circle. Pasternak has it. He'll wrap it all the way around. Grzelcyk first there.
What's up, Dave? Welcome in.
Nosek through the legs. Nosek throws it on net. It hops up in the air. Vanacek made the save. Pasternak tied up
Good
behind the
Lord,
net.
this is intense.
And finally, it is tipped out of harm's way by Haggerty.
5.5 left. 5.5.
Grzelcyk through his legs, allowing the exchange to take place there, and a couple of important saves by Vanacek off a couple of good opportunities for the Bruins here on that last shift.
Kuznetsov with a head of steam brings it across the line. A wrister sails wide of Linus Omar. Vakanainen in the corner, supported by Bergeron. Digging for it is Kuznetsov. And the battle eventually won by the Bruins. Pitchforked out of harm's way by Craig Smith. DeBrusque split
Breakaway! Save!
And he will hold on to the ground ball with the glove with 5:03 to go in the third.
Wow. This is good stuff. What a game tonight, man. What a game. Boston and the Capitals putting it up there. Hopefully you like what you're seeing. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Casey, I got to call you tomorrow morning on something too, by the way. I thought about today. I forgot to. Let's listen in on the NHL Network.
So while we tiptoe and dance and wait for this one to return, tied at 3 in Boston. The only game in town tonight, although they're in a lull elsewhere and stuff. What do we make? I know you teed up the sense, and you want to see this team, this young team, just fight and fight. At what point do you put that in the past, and then you have higher expectations that you want to push for the playoffs? Where are we at as far as that in Ottawa?
We've heard him say this many times, JMO. It's like, what is a win? You know what I mean? Like, what's a win look like? We're coming into this season. We can talk about that as far as on ice, off ice, companies, and all those great things. Describe what a win is. And, of course, making the playoffs. Every team wants to make the playoffs, but only 16 do. And it's about progression for these teams, these young teams, the future, and it's about building the right thing, the right mindset all the time. So for me, the Ottawa Senators, A real win for them. New Jersey Devils, some of these teams rebuild and have a bright future. It's just play meaningful hockey all the way through. You can argue that, hey, what's meaningful hockey? That means you're in striking distance of the playoffs. Doesn't mean you're going to get in. Doesn't mean you're going to be 2 points out, but you're fighting down the stretch. So I think the rest of the season, the second half, I mean, they're not that close, right, in the standings, but just to compete all.
ESPN Plus Hockey Night is brought to you by Dunkin'. Smoother than freshly groomed ice. Dunkin' Cold Brew will keep you running all season long. Because where there's hockey, there's Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'. AJ Malesko's ringside. Brian Boucher alongside. Bob shoots it upstairs. McAvoy has the puck for the Bruins. Sails a wrist shot to the high glass behind Vanacek as we are under 5 minutes to go. Bergeron pivots, tries to go short side with the backhander. Hit the outside of the net, sweeps a forehander, and missed the puck. And now Bergeron taps one deep for Smith, winds it further. DeBrusk in the right wing corner. He's had a terrific game. Up high, McAvoy, fanned on the pass. Grizzly bails him out. Able to dangle along the blue line to keep it onside, but now it's poked out to neutralize by Wilson. And Protas gets it to Wilson across the line. Back to Protas. Protas a wrister. High and wide of Omar. A long one-time snapper from the right point by Schultz. That went wide as well. Kept deep by Kempney. And now it's Backstrom behind the net. Protas. Protas with his back to the play. Looking to be the playmaker. Kempney fumbles the puck out to neutralize.
And this opportunity there, it looked like Washington, even though they were late in the shift, were doing a good job of protecting pucks, and figured almost something dangerous was going to happen, but Kempney not able to handle that puck.
Ooh, that's a funny bouncing on Omar.
Hathaway winds one to Kempney at the left point again. Right point, snap towards the net, and swatting at a bouncing puck is Hathaway, and that's gathered in by Omar, and he stops play with 3:44 to go. Again, coming up at 9:30 Eastern on ESPN, the Red Hot Colorado Avalanche take on the Kings in Los Angeles. That should be a good one. Sunday on NHL Network, Jets and Penguins at 1 Eastern, and then a Wednesday night doubleheader.
This is an amazing
Detroit,
game
Boston
tonight.
At Colorado, so a couple of times on national television, an opportunity for you to see the Avalanche.
Keep an eye on Ovechkin here with a face-off win for Kuznetsov.
And Riemsdyk sweeps it behind the net. The Bruins trying to win this game without Brad Marchand.
What a game, what a game.
Shoulder injury. And if you're just joining us, hurt in the second period. A couple of times tried to give it a go, but could not. Kuznetsov in the right wing corner. Up high, Baravari. One-time drive and a sliding block. Lazar able to snuff out the shot from Van Riemsdyk.
That's 4 blocks in the last 6 minutes or so by the Bruins.
This is intense, back and forth.
A couple, Lazar there. Craig Smith had a big one as well.
And he retreats. 3 minutes to go. Schultz banks one, and it's sent deep by Lisa. Dowd.
Under 3 minutes. Under 3.
Look to center. Hit the back of the net. McAvoy finds the loose puck. Feathers one forward, blocked by Lisa. Kept onside by the Caps. Dowd's going to take a penalty.
Oh, we got one.
Forward. Those two went into the corner, and the stick of Nick Dowd got right between the legs of Derek Forbert. And with 2:34 to go in a tie game, the Bruins are about to go on the power play.
Washington, number 26. 2-minute minor penalty for tripping.
I think probably what bothers Nick Dowd the most
There you
is
go,
the
there you
timing
go.
of this penalty. And oftentimes players have it in their minds that penalties won't be called late in the period. I think he might have a claim. I mean, watch the hand of Forbert. He almost
Smudley, what's up? Nah, I'm only doing this game tonight.
And then fell down. So
Welcome in, buddy.
In some ways, I think Dowd has a bit of a right to complain here.
Boston has not been able to generate very much on their power play, even when they had Marchand in the lineup earlier in the game. Let's see what they can do right now. 2.5 minutes left.
Here's McAvoy as the power play underway. Pasternak up high. Left point Hall, he'll skate it deep. Hall puts the brakes on. Pastrnak to Hall. Hall, wrist shot.
Oh, deflected.
All in the right wing corner. Sends this one to Bergeron. Gave it away to Wilson.
Kicked away.
Wilson
Caps going the other way.
Deliberately skates it behind the net, killing some time. And he'll leave it there. Minute 25 to go in the Boston power play. Under 2 minutes to go in regulation time. Bergeron. His entry pass blocked by Kempny. Kempny can't clear. He lost his stick, gets one back. Pastrnak has it. Toe drag. Pastrnak puts it on net.
Oh, deflected again.
Side by Vanacek. Hall plays it up top. Grizzly.
1 minute on the power play.
Kuznetsov able to get to the bench and get his stick. Otherwise, it would have been a 5-on-3.5.
Pastrnak feathered one between the circles.
Cleared.
There to sweep it the length of the ice with 48 to go in the man advantage.
Hagelin did a good job there. He was aggressive, even though they were down. One of the guys didn't have a stick. Kuznetsov really aggressive on that and put Boston under pressure.
Haula brings it across. DeBrusk to Haula behind the net. Haula centers one and missed everyone.
He cleared it himself. Boston cleared it though.
Minute to go in the game. 25 to go in the power play.
Under a minute. 25 seconds in the power play.
Haula with a head of steam. Gets the center circle. Taps one to DeBrusk. DeBrusk will hold to the left wing corner. Sets
Down
up
front.
wrist shot.
Score, Boston! No! Wow!
Heck of a pass.
Wow!
By Jake DeBrusk.
45 seconds on the clock. They take the lead.
But it's all about the entry and DeBrusk's ability to hold on to this puck and find the seam.
When I saw him point blank range, I'm like, oh God, they're in trouble.
To get it around the Washington defender who could have blocked it, he dragged it just about 6 inches and then put it top shelf. And a
point blank range
to the right of AJ.
Yeah, they weren't happy. That was an explosion, organic.
Bernie, do me a favor. Can you send me some suggestions for next week? Bernie, in the chat, Bernie DC, gave us 6 suggestions for our last games. He picked out some great ones that we picked. So, Bernie, if you wouldn't mind doing me that again for like the next 2 weeks, send me some suggestions. I would really appreciate it. You did a great job with picking the games.
A little bit stagnant. They're watching too much. I know it's the penalty kill, but they had been really aggressive, perhaps a little bit fatigued towards the end of the power play.
Yeah, I think oftentimes when you're on the penalty kill, you're almost expecting them to pull up and set it up.
That shot was wicked high. That's what somebody just yelled in the chat. If you're brand new, hit that subscribe tonight. Join our community with over here. A lot more hockey to come throughout the year.
The Washington defender, he's able to drag it and put it off the post and in.
That end zone look that we had at it.
All right, 45 seconds to hold on to the win.
Allow that shooting lane.
45.
Snuck it inside the left.
Caps goal without a goalie.
Ball by Washington quickly. Vanacek goes to the bench. And that is empty. Swept out towards the empty.
Stolen and taking a quick shot.
And this will be icing with 31 seconds
Icing,
to go.
31 seconds to go.
Washington in the offensive zone to win a draw. And maybe get the equalizer in the last half minute. They've got the extra attacker out there.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, trying to go for the empty netter there. This is a big face-off right now. Could be a big mistake if you didn't. Not able to get that red line. Let's pay attention here. Let's see if Bergeron can come up with a big defensive zone win.
Keller on the draw, and the Caps win it. Ovechkin, one-time drive. Karam's wide. Schultz. Kept moving.
20 seconds. 20.
Has it.
Baxter lost it. Kicked away center. Oh, Caps get it back. 15 seconds. We're not got enough time. We're down their other end. 11.
Rush for the Caps. Down to 9 seconds.
9 seconds. That's over.
Gets center circle. Fires it in with 4 seconds to go. Olmark stops it. That'll end the game. The Bruins survive at home.
Bruins hold on to win. Wow. All right, next broadcast for hockey for me will be next week on Monday or Tuesday. Monday night will be our next one, Monday night. We got football all weekend long, both games here. Saturday, both games here. Sunday, hit that subscribe before you roll out tonight. Make sure you come back and join us on another day. We'd love to have you.
You're tuned in to the Pete McDevitt YouTube stream. Pete's calling the game live and in real time. Join the large and active community of fans in our family-friendly chat room, hosted by some of the best moderators in the business. Whether it's America's pastime baseball, a battle on the gridiron, or an NHL hockey game, you'll find the best sports commentary on YouTube is right here at the Pete McDevitt Show. Thank you so much for being a part of it.